Hi, everybody. How's it going?
Howdy, howdy.
Here we are again. Another week.
I see you still got your cicada swatter back there.
Yeah, well, it's a
Even though
permanent fixture.
I'm sure they've been gone for a while now.
They have, but it's just a fly swatter. If anything gets down here, it doesn't really happen. But I mean, I did have to kill a silverfish with it the other day. I'm usually pretty okay with silverfish. Like I feel as though I am okay like cohabitating with them because they just like deal with like a lot of like other insects that are not good to have around.
Can't they eat like fabrics and stuff though? Or maybe I'm thinking of something else.
Maybe it's not a lot of fabric down here for
They're,
them to
they're
eat.
pretty messy though. They leave a big spot.
Yes, but I usually
So
like let them
I
go.
feel like you gotta be a little more delicate with how you dispose of them compared to, a fly swatter.
Yes, but I mean, just in certain cases, like I'll just have that down here. So we are running both kind of late, I guess. Well, I was running late because
I mean, I wasn't particularly late. I mean, I called you like 5 minutes before, which is not unusual because
right.
we know what we're doing. Don't
Yeah.
need a lot of prep time.
I needed more prep time to get like set up for the stream and stuff. Oh, am I?
Well,
I should be. I should be okay. I mean, I haven't changed like how mine sounds. You're super loud. Try super
I
loud.
mean, shouldn't have changed anything on my end.
I'll turn you down a little bit.
Does it sound normal to? Oh, you had me turned up to like a lot.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
I don't know.
Is this better?
It should be better. Looking at the, it looks like I'm still kind of quiet. So maybe I bumped something recently. So we'll let it go. We'll see how it happens, how it comes together. It should sound better. Like let me know if it sounds better now. Yes. I mean that's the reason we are running late is because we are both like shooting our on camera stuff for the N64 digital.
Yep.
Episode.
Yep. So we have shot the materials, and I wouldn't say it's outside the realm of possibility that it could be ready by next week's stream.
That's the hope. And I was telling Tri before, I will not be on next week's stream because I am going camping with my wife and kids from Friday till Monday. So
we'll figure out something fun to do anyhow.
Yeah. All right. Levels should look a little bit better now. Maybe my microphone.
Well, give us confirmation.
Yeah.
Don't settle for less. Tell us if it is perfect.
Yeah. So I thought it would be fun to do another. I guess I had done like a little bit of a grab bag of stuff.
You spent like 30 minutes doing it one time.
Yes,
like,
and then you did a whole
Switch
stream.
Games.
And I thought it was really fun, and I wanted to do another one, like just do a full stream myself. And I think it's kind of fun when people don't know what they're gonna get. So
yeah, I do not know a single game that you're planning. I mean, I'm not saying I don't know the game. I mean, I'm sure they are games that I am familiar with, but I do not know what you have pulled off your shelf. So.
Yes. Well, I have a small stack of stuff of like 6 games. I don't know if how long we'll stick with any of them, but I can always go over and grab more if I need to. So that's what we're gonna do. I see
all
that
right. Well, I'm already behind on super chats somehow.
Indeed, it looks like it.
So there's 2 Canadian from Donovan Stewart. Thank you, saying happy Sunday, lads. Cheers to some retro gaming. Well, I bet a lot of it will be retro themed at least.
Wait, tonight?
Yeah.
I will see. I don't know about that. But
some of it might be a little bit.
Maybe.
I don't know. We'll see.
You ready for this?
Ready for this action? What is it going to be? You turning it on now?
Well, I should be playing.
Oh, there's your Xbox. We were just talking about Sunset Overdrive
Well, yeah, because it's on.
Because well, you were just telling me that you've been playing it lately. I guess the you were
no
feeling the
signal?
Insomniac love after Rift Apart, but we were just talking about how it is very okay.
Yeah, hang on a second. I don't know why it's doing this.
It's fine. I mean, it's it's fine.
Oh, that's right. It's HDR. Let me switch to HDR here. I'm gonna do this.
Oh, or you could just turn HDR off in your Xbox menu.
Yeah, well, I have a different profile set up.
Okay, this is like the tone mapping thing that you have set is going to be making this game look way more colorful than it is.
Yeah. Let's see how this goes.
So you never even played the demo for this?
No.
Okay, I did play the demo.
We'll see. Okay, so did you do any of the whatchamacallits?
The what?
Did you do any of the donations yet or no?
I did the first. There was also $5 from For the Love of the Game. Thank you. Saying Xbox S/Series X cheese grater design is the most infuriating thing to clean. I don't know about the does the 1S have like the dots on the top, or is it just the Series S that has the all the holes on top? I like the design of the 1X and the Series X quite a lot. I was surprised how big the holes are on the top of the Series X. Like the holes are, I mean, you could drop something in there. The holes are surprisingly big. Speaking of which, something I've heard a couple of times in relation to the Xbox design, I guess particularly the Series X. I forget what it's called, but there's a term for it. Like there is like a phobia of like tiny holes. Like particularly, I think.
Oh
like
yeah. I know you're talking about
tiny holes in like a close proximity.
What is it called?
Like,
it's like
that makes
it start with a T, maybe.
Maybe I can't think of what it's called, but like that makes like the Xbox Series X like a big nope for a lot of people apparently.
Yeah, the landing was fine, but my gun's not.
Maybe your weapon control system's
Now
down.
I'm pretty sure this is a 30 frames per. I think it's capped, so I don't think this.
See, everyone's saying that you're still loud. I don't understand how you're so loud. I'll turn you way down then. If he's still like so loud, he shouldn't be.
Is the problem you're too quiet?
It shouldn't be. I mean, like, I have changed nothing. I'm looking at my levels, and it looks like... I don't know. I'll turn this up a little bit more. It hasn't been a problem until today. Or last... Alright, so my gun is not working here. Let's see how it goes now. There we go. Oh, it's kind of a twin stick shooter.
But I think you hold a button to shoot, right?
Yeah. I don't. It
does not. Yeah, I mean it's clearly a low budget game, and I don't know how much I care for its like tone per se, but I mean it seems perfectly playable.
Yeah.
It does not seem bad from like just a gameplay standpoint. The music seems not. There was a remix of the Contra theme at some point. I played like a level of it after I got the game, I think, or maybe that was it wasn't the demo. I did play a level.
Blocked by it. Sorry. Oh Jesus! Suddenly, I was whisked away to 2006 with this music.
Oh.
Yeah.
Was it very early PS3 360 sounding?
Yeah. Let's see if it's too loud now. Like it should be okay, unless something changed because of Windows settings. Like if it's.
Oh, I mean that happens all the time.
Yeah, I mean like that's what it usually comes down to is that Windows, if it installs an update, like it screws something. Like it always like resets your audio settings.
Yeah. I don't know. Might have to look at if people keep complaining. Did you make another adjustment? There was $10 from Terminal Philosophy. Thank you. Saying, hey, MLiG, you guys rule. Sorry to hound you guys on this, but any chance a new studio/gaming setup video will be released in 2021? Also, thanks. Also, you guys should stream Super Turrican 2 sometime. We should stream some kind of Turrican game.
Yeah,
sometime.
it's like the collection.
I've got the Turrican collection on PS4.
Yeah.
Setup tour, yes. I think Corey's should almost definitely come this year. I would like mine to come this year.
It's definitely happening.
But I've got a number of crucial changes that I want to make to my setup before I feel ready to make a video, and I've been kind of putting those off until after Analog Frontiers. If it does not happen this year, I think it'll probably be early next year for me. But again, they're going to be separate videos, so you'll be treated to Corey sooner anyway. So.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people are looking for an update on that for sure.
I'm trying to figure out what's going on with the music in this because it goes back and forth between like the classic Contra theme to like this guy screaming. See, now it's like playing the Contra Stage 1 music. Like an orchestrated version of it sounds pretty cool.
There was $5 from Jamie Luna. Thank you.
Thank you.
And hey dudes, just wondering if you guys will be making an appearance at Retro World Expo this year. Please say yes so we can move on.
We are working on it. We're gonna see what happens. We have been asked. We're trying to see if it's gonna work out or not.
Yeah. So sorry that we can't exactly move on from that question, but yeah, well, I mean, we were talking about it just a couple of days ago. So
yeah.
It is
It's
in the cards, but not for certain.
Right.
Do you see anything you could use on them?
How about this drum barrel?
How about this drum barrel? What am I trying to pick up here? It's really funny that it shows you like the hit points that you take off because that
And it's not terribly Contra.
it's not very it's not terribly Contra.
I guess that could also be the title of the game.
So that's they see that watch this guy like flies right at the screen.
Yeah.
The music is just going back and forth between being insufferable to like being pretty cool. I mean, the music that's playing here is like this guy literally like yelling, "Die! Die!" And then it goes right into the Contra music. Like it makes no sense.
I see Kento Zero saying, personally, I'm going to buy Hardcore Uprising instead of this. Hardcore Uprising is amazing. I actually just replayed that a few weeks ago.
I saw you playing that on the
stream, on the Back Laundry stream. Like it was just kind of out of nowhere. I was just like, oh, we could play Hardcore Uprising. We did it. It was great. It is a fantastic game. I love it. So is we've got Joe. Joe is in the chat. Joe, help us. People do not like our audio balance. and you are really the only person in the world whose opinion matters. So, give us your analysis.
Yeah, let us know.
Is Corey too loud? Am I too quiet? Or
Well,
am I
I've
too
made
loud, or is Corey too quiet?
Are people still?
What needs to happen here?
I mean, I don't know. Nothing has changed. It's got to be a Windows setting. Why can't I kill this guy? Oh, I can do a finishing move on him.
Also, Joe, at the end of today's episode, I had to wait for a minute to decide whether the hair thing was a sponsorship or a second skit. Could you imagine you doing that sponsorship?
Me?
I think that would be the most hilarious thing for you to do that one.
Well, they have like sent us
You're
emails.
just like, I'm not even trying.
Yeah, I'd be like, there was a time when I would like to keeps my hair, but that was 18 years ago. You're a little late for me, keeps.
So Joe is not saying what I expected. He says maybe Try needs to come up a hair,
Okay,
not
so
much though. Otherwise, sounds good.
Okay, that's
So did
good.
you lower me too much?
Maybe I lowered you too much, but I need to thing up. It should be okay. We'll see.
I mean, if Joe does not have big complaints, then no one else's opinion matters.
Yeah. I thought that the ending skit was hilarious though.
You need to move your ass, Kaiser.
I mean, did you?
He just like instantly broke the Neo Geo stick again.
Yeah. It's only funny because it happens like instantly.
Yeah. Like after all that care went into it.
Yeah. I mean, part of me is hoping that he is like shot it like multiple takes with that same broken controller, so that he can keep on doing it with different like storylines.
You know
behind
what's
it.
funny? I think it was in our Discord channel where I completely forgot about this. Like someone posted the clip from the switchers episode, like the RGB and component switchers episode, like from a long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
And like Joe made that cameo about the Selecty 21.
Oh yeah.
And he's like playing on his Neo Geo stick really hard. I like completely forgot he was even playing with that in that episode. I know, Sandy, it was fun. And he goes, yeah, good game, Selecty. When I select things, I select with the Selecty 21. It wasn't exactly that, but it was something like that. It was fun.
The music right here is really cool. Like this is like a good version of the of the Contra Stage 1 theme. I like it's got that cigar, which reminds me, maybe I should do the same thing.
Oh yeah, you said you like
I found it.
You bought it and you like lost it.
I know, I
before
did, but I found it. Yeah. That's what I should do is have a prop for every game I play.
So how did you find it?
It's just like under some stuff. I did a take of my last on-camera part. The last paragraph, I did like a really exaggerated take with this cigar of that.
You gonna put it in the next outtakes video?
Yeah. 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 My stogie.
How about this heavy-duty shredder here?
It's the only way to play Road Core.
After you finish the first level, like you get access to the other characters, and they all have like different skills equipped. But I was under, I did not play beyond that point, but I was under the impression that you could, you could like unequip and like move skills around between characters and stuff. So they could probably all be the same, I think.
Okay, that's done. Chop shop's up ahead, right?
Like there's this guy, there's a girl,
Our
there's
priority is to save
there's
the
a
hostages
giant
and
panda
kill 'em like our last
and
mission.
like some sort of like
10-4 and all that.
gentleman bug of some kind who seems kind of awesome. I think he's the one that I want to play as.
It's like you made us start the party without me. It's me, Kaiser, aka Max Doyle. I ain't got time to bleed. It's Krang.
Hey, there was 499 from, oh, that is Krang. 499 from Eric Schusler. Thank you. Saying, did you guys see how Stadia is going to explore paying devs based on playtime? What an absolute nightmare. I did read a little bit about that. I mean, the thing is, I doubt enough devs are actually going to care about Stadia enough to...
They're really just
Like-
trying to get people to quit. I think that's the whole mode, the whole motive behind it. They just want them all to quit. I got to talk with a really raspy voice when I'm pretending I'm smoking a cigar. It's a hungry beast.
I mean, you know, if it leads to bad game design, it would be a problem. But I feel like Stadia is so low on the totem pole that it's not going to have an impact. It's more a question of whether that could potentially influence, you know, actual platforms that do matter if they adopt that or anything. I mean, my understanding is like Xbox Game Pass, like the contract just varies on a case-by-case basis. You know, more often than not, the developers, from what I read, just want like, hey, please, like, fund our game, and we'll put it on Game Pass. Cool. Yeah. You know, it doesn't have like apparently early on, like there was like a, you know, a usage statistic factored into what they got paid, but like most devs were apparently not terribly interested in that. They were more interested in just like
they killed the
development
hostage.
funds.
I'm trying to scroll.
ABO Hiccup saying the big problem with the N64 digital no-cut mod, you can't have both HDMI and analog output at the same time. Do you think there will be an adapter for N64 digital no-cut mod that will solve that problem in the future? I don't know what the details on that are specifically, because I don't know why that would be the case. I don't know if it was like a mistake in how the 3D printed piece was made, or if there's another reason for that. However, I was asking the Pixel FX team about that, and Christoph said that apparently there are some cables that will fit. It's just that most cables wouldn't fit. But apparently it's more about the size and shape of the cable and whether both will fit at the same time. It's a physical spacing issue. But ours both have the standard, you know, cut version. It doesn't bother me because it's so slight and it's on the back. It's such a small, because it's a mini HDMI. I mean, it does not bother me.
I don't don't think this is that bad yet.
Yeah, I mean, it's not, right?
Low expectations.
I mean, it's... Yeah, I mean, and justifiably low expectations. You know, it's not the Contra anyone wanted. It doesn't have the right tone or anything, but it plays fine. From the very little I've played. Did you go into a new level? Like, were you in the hub area yet, or is this still...
I did a mission, but I'm not sure. I think I'm playing story mode.
Oh, okay. Yeah, like you get to this hub area where you can like equip skills and buy skills and stuff.
Yeah.
That was as far as I played.
I mean, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, I mean, it does not seem like an actively bad game.
Yeah. I can't be Corey when I have that in my mouth. I need a stogie alias. I'll think about it.
Stogie alias. Or you can just be this guy, Kaiser.
Yeah, Kaiser. Kaiser Corey. Not like...
I think just Kaiser. Or Corey Kaiser.
Kaiser Carlson.
Kaiser Carlson, there you go. Kaiser Carlson, I like it.
The real problem is that he has to, like, his weapons overheat. And in my opinion, it's not a Contra game if your weapons overheat. Contra games, if they have two things, they're not Contra games. Overheating weapons and reloading guns.
You reload your gun in this? Do you have any limited ammo? Like, the only ammo that should be limited in Contra is bombs.
Yeah. It does have a drill hand finishing move though. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. There is nothing wrong with
There's
the
no
drill
reason
hand
to sit through that. Though every single time they're making me sit there and watch that whole animation. He drills them and punches them. It's just one guy.
I can't tell if his eyes are supposed to look a little crazy at the end of that animation, or if because this model and lighting just looks really weird.
It does got the flips though. He's doing the flips.
Yeah, I got the spinny spin. How was it that Roy said? He says, he's got the spinny jumps.
Look at this. You see that? There's a car in the side of that building. How'd it get up there? Who cares? It's Contra.
It is a car in the side of that building.
Look at that.
Ruya thinks you sound like Jason Statham, which I don't agree with, but okay.
Look at that. You can jump on it, of course. But it doesn't even go anywhere. Look at that. What's this? I'll think of a catchphrase. this persona will end up being the most popular thing on the channel. Watch, and everyone's going to say, "Hey, why don't you do all your videos like that?"
Domino's at the door,
What?
but I did not order a pizza.
Oh my gosh!
But
Does it say it was from?
no, it was just asking for. Yeah, I mean, he was asking for money for it.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
And you said no? Oh no. Did I get no? Did I die? I need to. Oh,
That was Papa John's. So someone is clearly pranking somehow.
oh no. For real?
Yeah.
Oh gosh. So you had both?
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, that's dumb.
Um. Well, I look at my email and I see using the if you look at the email for the channel, it's looks like you should be expecting Pizza Hut as well. Yeah, it's all three. Uh-oh. Well, uh-oh. Oh, that's switching the... Oh, I died. I missed it, I guess. Well, that's Pizza Hut, Papa John's, Domino's. Which one are you going to pick if all three of them show up at the same time? None of them.
Not tonight, I'm not.
Well, you want me to play something else? That is a
Yeah,
little
I'm
bit of
actually
a bummer.
surprised you stuck with this one for as long as you did.
Well, I kind of want to keep on playing it, but I'm not going to keep on playing. Look at him. Look at that guy. Look at him right there.
I want to play as the bug guy.
Yeah.
I think he's the best character.
It's my best impression of him right here. All right. All right, what are we playing next? All right. I'll be right back.
In the meantime, there was a $5 super chat from Aaron Welsh. Thank you. Which maybe I should wait for. I don't know if Corey can hear me right now. Saying, Corey, is that the same cigar you used in Roger Rabbit when you played Baby Yoda? Oh, boy.
Is that so I can't can I get that? Well, I don't understand why the live gamer is not working. There it goes. There it is. All right.
Did you see the super chat from Aaron Welsh saying, Corey, is that the same cigar you used in Roger Rabbit when you played Baby Bourbon?
Oh yeah, that's right. There was a $1.99 from Adam Owen saying, "Sea of Thieves." And I have it. Ain't got it. But I do have Ion Fury.
Ah, okay. So wait, what console are you on now?
PS4.
Yes.
The old PlayStation 4.
Yeah, I did boot this up when I got it. Seems pretty cool. So far you're both playing. You've played games that I have not really played either, but I have played, a few minutes of. So they would not be on my games we haven't even booted up.
Bring it on.
Here we go. Oh, I like how this looks.
You're lucky I can't fit a grenade launcher in my bag.
Oh, it's fast.
And speaking of Sea of Thieves,
You bought it?
I don't have it, but I have booted it up, so it would not apply for me either. Because when I was working on the 4K episode, I did not have very many 4K or HDR capable games at the time, so I rented a few from a red box.
Oh, okay. That's right. I remember this.
Yeah, just to have a few more options.
This is pretty cool.
Yeah. I mean, I love the pace of, even though I don't have like the most experience with this era of shooters, like I really appreciate them because I love the pace of them,
Yeah.
I mean, I say this era of shooters. I mean, I'm talking,
Basically all shooters pre 2001 probably. Or I guess pre like GoldenEye, right? Or like, I mean, I guess like
they're
Duke
just
Nukem was
really
like,
fast. But I still kind of like the Doom style the best, where there's no up and down aiming; it's all horizontal.
yeah.
Like I don't know. I just
Ooh, look at that. We got Flynn's Arcade right here.
There's just something cool I think about the idea that it's not all about like the accuracy or aim. Like it's more about dodging shots, exploring, stuff like that.
Ooh, you can shoot their heads off. I'll tell you, what, I captured a bunch of N64 footage from you, or for you. That should be in the Dropbox. But I tried to capture some Mortal Kombat Mythologies Sub-Zero footage for you, and like I literally could not make it past like this crushing pillar. Like no matter how careful I was, I just like cannot make it past this pillar that comes down and kills you with one hit, like at the very beginning of the game.
I remember a friend renting that back in the day. I remember it getting really bad reviews. I don't remember how far he got into the game. It was a long time before I knew that was on anything other than N64. I just thought it was an N64 game for a long time.
Yeah. This is it's pretty awesome. I like
Yeah.
it. It's a very good looking game.
There was a $5 super chat from 90 Demons
You're lucky I can't fit a grenade
saying,
launcher in my bag.
I wish we get Contra by .emu like the upcoming Shredder's Revenge for
Oh, yeah.
Ninja Turtles. By the way, I ran out of all your old content when we gain new episodes. Hopefully, very possibly within the next week, like probably like Saturday, if this coming week, the N64 digital episode, possibly. And then,
And I'm back now that I like the main difficult work crunch that I have had is now like done. We have like one more thing to do, but we're all working on it together, so it's not quite as insane pressure as it was. And I'm just feeling pretty excited about this Mr. video, and also like the setup video I want to do. And not only that, but I really needed to, and I talked to Frank a bit this week, and you know, he's like, I just talked to him about the EGM thing, and I feel like reinvigorated and excited to go back to that, which is something that I'm kind of ashamed that it is like not done, or it's not like because we had like a kind of a weird up and down with like not being sure if it was going to be, if you're going to get in trouble for making it.
right.
But I'm feeling more like optimistic about it.
But going back to the question, you know, like that. I mean, I guess is .emu the publisher of that? I guess the developers, Tribute Games, who they're the ones who did Panzer Paladin.
Oh, really? Yeah, that's right. That's right. And they were really excited that we streamed that. They like commented on the stream archive.
Yeah, they commented on the stream archive. That was cool.
Yeah, they like followed us on Twitter too.
I want to say, if I'm remembering right, they might be in Montreal. I think they might be like maybe former Ubisoft devs or something like that, if I remember.
I can't fit a grenade launcher in my
I
bag.
saved, so I don't. What's that? Is that like a? There's duck. Jump is right there. Is there a way to like do a quick save?
Probably.
Oh.
But yeah, Panzer Paladin's awesome.
Yeah.
I've not finished it yet, but I did finish like all of the levels that you have access to at the beginning of the game. I still have maybe, I don't know, 2 or so left after the stream when I streamed it. I have finished the last 2 of those, but then there's, you know, the wily levels, so to speak.
Right. I still haven't gotten mine because I think that I packed it in with something else from Limited Run. I was getting a lot of stuff from Limited Run for a while there, like a lot of stuff was shipping, but now I haven't gotten anything in a while.
Yeah, I actually I ordered today. I hadn't ordered anything in a while, but I ordered what was it? Zombies Ate My Neighbors and
because today was the last day, right?
Yeah, it was. And actually, you know, I thought it was after the. I thought it said it was ending at like noon or something, but it was like 1:30.
Oh.
So I don't know what was up with that, but it was available. So I got that, and what was something else? What was it?
Look at this dude. How do you get up there, you think?
That's kind of weird.
It's like, hey, What are you doing up there? Who do you think you are?
Look at the ray tracing. I'm joking, of course. I was looking at the bathroom mirrors. We were making a joke on the Backloggery stream when we were playing Little Big or not Little Big Planet. We've been playing Sackboy on there.
Oh, okay.
3-player. And you know that you know what's the meme that like Nintendo's Twitter like did a play on it with Link with the butterfly, but there's like a meme going back to some anime with like this guy holding out his hand and there's like a butterfly and I forget what he says, is like, is this a bird or something like that? It's like it's like this meme.
Oh,
we were saying we were saying we need to make one that's like, is this ray tracing? Because I kept asking that, like, you know, like every time I saw like a reflection of some kind, I was like, is this ray tracing?
I have not been following the Nickelodeon thing. It doesn't really interest me all that much.
What Nickelodeon
thing? Like a Nickelodeon, Nicktoons, like Smash Brothers type game.
Oh yeah. I've never been like a hardcore fan of anything that was really on Nickelodeon, honestly.
Except for Hey Dude. I watch Hey Dude all the time. And you can't do that on television. Like I didn't really watch anything else other than like the live action stuff. I was just of that era, I guess.
There was $5 from Container 7.
Oh, thank you.
It's, no comment, but thank you.
I feel like I'm gonna need like like a to lower the difficulty level. I suck at this. It doesn't happen like it's never this bad. I'm never this bad.
So is there a quick save?
There is, yeah.
Like it's a button? Like
it's not attached to a button, which is...
Oh. Well, that's not a quick save then.
No.
Let's just save it. Quick save has to be on a button.
Yeah.
Oh man, look at your character like way on in the bottom left. Like man, that's rough.
Yeah, she's bleeding.
A lot.
Oh, what just happened there? Oh.
Yeah, I got, you know, because I don't have Zombies Ate My Neighbors anymore, and it's not the cheapest game anymore.
You know, I call it ZAM.
Yeah.
ZAM. Look at that.
It does have a good acronym for sure.
Yeah.
What did it say? You were about to smash against the ground something?
Yeah, probably, because I don't think there's anything I can do about that.
Well, but there was like a button prompt or something that
really?
came up. Yeah. No, this is the same engine as like Duke Nukem 3D, right?
Yeah, I will probably greatly enhanced, I'm assuming. I mean, I don't know. I'm embarrassing myself, though. Today. Yes. I can't even get up there. I can't even get to it. So did Pizza Hut show up too? By the way, they did or didn't? I thought
it's not worth talking about.
Okay.
Dance, fucker, dance.
Language.
Nice.
Yeah, the build engine. What else was on the build engine?
I don't know. I have no idea. Is that one game that just came out? Ooh, I got grenades. Wasn't there something else? It was like a Warlock or something like that.
You mean a new game or an old game?
It's a new game. It's like kind of in the same style as this.
I know that there was some like new old, like, you know, sort of more, I don't know if Hexen style is the right word, but more of like a dark fantasy aesthetic game that John really liked a few years ago.
I think that's the one it is, yeah. Oh, it's $5 from Rad Ranger. Thank you.
Thank you. No comments 2 in a row, but thank you.
Oh, Project Warlock. I guess that's it.
Okay, some people are also talking about Dusk. That also sounds familiar. I think there's a couple of those, and I get them confused because I don't know much about any particular one of them.
When she picks up this gun, she says, "This is my boomstick." There's nothing more timely than Army of Darkness quotes now, after it's already been like even was done. That Duke Nukem like did the same thing, right?
Did he have Army of Darkness quotes?
I think so.
I don't know. I probably had not. The last time I saw Duke Nukem 3D in action was probably before I saw Army of Darkness.
Oh wow.
Well, that's probably not entirely true. I think I booted up Duke Nukem 64 at some point in recent years. There was $5 from EB Chill 2. Thank you. Saying just beat Ape Escape 3, the Japanese version. Loved it. Wouldn't have played it if not for MLiG. Playing Ape Escape on the loose now. Thanks, guys. I think that's the PSP remake of the first.
Ape Escape on the loose.
Which I'm kind of skeptical of because, like, I feel like it would lose a lot of what's unique about the series without the dual analog. But, yes, it's a great series. John was playing the Japanese version of Ape Escape 3, and he or I think it was Tim Rogers who said that the names of the characters in the Japanese version are actually different, even though they have like Japanese sounding names in the American version, but they're different Japanese sounding names. The girl is Yumi, and the boy is like Jin, maybe, or something. I forget what it. I don't know what it was. I don't remember what the boy's name was, but it was vaguely Japanese sounding. And like all of the monkeys actually had like Japanese sounding names in it too, which was odd because I know that Ape Escape 2 didn't take that approach, and I forget how Ape Escape 1 did it.
This guy's waiting for me. I've only got this shotgun, and it's like one hit will kill me. I'm like screwed no matter what, basically. I have two.
If someone was saying something about try the alt fires, I don't know what button that's on.
Is that if I hold down the L trigger? Or the other gun, it does something.
Or maybe it's like on R1 or something. There was a 199 from James Style saying, "You guys looking handsome as always." I would be inclined to disagree, but coming from someone named James Style, I mean, you might know a thing or two about that.
Well, thank you. I got my vintage Jonesy T-shirt from Aliens on tonight.
Yep.
This has been like my for the last year. you know, like in quarantine and stuff, this is like my at-home shirt. I've probably worn this shirt more than anything else. And it just like has the picture of, you know, Jonesy from Alien and Aliens, and it says, "In space, no one can hear you meow." I mean, it's stupid, but I like it.
There was $5 from Jonathan Henson. Thank you, saying this games I've never booted up theme is my favorite thing you guys are doing on the live stream.
Awesome. Well, that's good because we have. I'd love to keep on doing it. And you know, I have plenty of like retro games to do it with too, but not nearly as many, I guess, because that's easier. Just a lot of times I'll boot them up to see if they work. You know what I mean? So it's not quite the same.
Yeah,
but I'm sure there's plenty.
Well,
I bet you there's
like,
a lot of Genesis black box games that I've never booted up. That I have.
Yeah, I mean, there are definitely a number of my cartridge games that I've never booted up to. Like I could do that, and like disc games and stuff for sure. Like I used to always test them, but like it's like they almost. I mean, I think I've only ever come across a cartridge game that I couldn't get working like one time ever. And that was like a super, like, I was in high school, so maybe I just didn't know how to clean it properly, you know?
Yeah.
It was a copy of Star Tropics.
Oh.
I could not get it. It looked like there was like some gum or something on the contacts.
All right. We ready for something else?
Sure.
Do you want me to go do another PS4, Switch, or another Xbox game?
Oh, why don't we go to Switch? Let's switch it up.
All right. Fine. Fine.
Star Tropics is great. I wish I thought Star Tropics was great. That's a game that I want to like very much, but I don't particularly care for it. It like makes the best first impression, but like after you get through, after maybe the second or third area, like it gets frustrating and tedious, I think. Kento Zero saying, you guys are killing me with talking about titles I bought and sold without playing. I bought both new Star Tropics and Ape Escape 3, sold both without playing them. It's not exactly the same, but I'll wait for Corey to come back. But I was on the backloggery stream this past Monday. I was catching up with one of my old internet buddies. Who I've known before I've even known the backloggery people, I'm talking maybe probably back to middle school, we used to do some stuff for a website that was originally called N64 Code Palace, but then it was rebranded. Techno Gaming, so that it wasn't just N64 stuff. And like no one has ever heard of. I've never come across anyone who's ever heard of that website. But and I mean, like I said, I was like late middle school into high school, and like. My friend, he's like 2 years younger than me. And the guy who ran the site was like in between us. I'm pretty sure he was about a year younger than me. But somehow he had like some industry contacts and was able to get like review copies of games. We were talking about that. And like he was saying he was, I think, watching. I think he said it was our stream, MLiG, where he heard this and he heard us talking about Kudelka and how it's like an expensive game now. And he was like, you know, that was one of the games that I like got a review copy from back on Techno Gaming, and I like, you know, I played it, like I didn't give it a glowing review, and I like sold it for probably like not very much.
Oh, I have to. Can only use the Joy-Cons for this?
Two-player has to be Joy. I've never booted this up, even though I edited the trailer for it.
I mean, if it's gonna be, if I need to use the Joy-Cons, I don't want to do it.
Well, just use a Joy-Con. Just get a Joy. Like, how hard is it to get a Joy-Con?
It's hard to get one.
No, it is not. You just pull it off the system. No, this is not Dr. Mario like. I mean, I guess thematically it is, but it's more of a. Oh,
maybe I can play. Okay, for best experience, we use Joy Grip or the Pro. Okay, so it was. If you want to play 2 players, you have to use it. Like.
Yes, if you want to play 2 players, you have to use Joy-Con. Yeah, I have not booted this up either, but I do have it.
I'm gonna skip the story. I don't know what to expect at all. I've never even seen it in action. Ooh, look at this. Ooh, we can shoot the vitamin beam.
Is it just like you hold the stick to shoot it, or do you have to like hold the button too?
Nope.
So yeah, I think if you're playing 2-player, like 1 player controls the ship and 1 player controls the beam.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Who are we? We're the pathogen squad.
I don't know. Like it might actually be a fun co-op game with your kids.
Yeah. I see Paul Bergkamp is like, settle down and have a smoke. I would like nothing more.
But if you want to join our cause,
Look at these guys.
That's right.
What, he's like a bat.
Why? We're the pathogen
Yeah.
squad. It's just what we do. That feeling
when you
I make disaster now that you
Is the trick to stogie talk just like making like really mundane observations, but in a amusing voice?
Yeah. These guys. Look at these jokers over here. Ooh, the music's kind of good. I was like, oh, I can rotate the capsule ship. Look at that. It's almost like irritating stick.
Or oh, what's it called? I play it on stream. Kuderine. that GBA game that I played on stream that one time. I like that game. I also have Kuderine Paradise on GBA. I mean, those are like ultra cheap games.
Yeah. This is oh, we can hold to accelerate the ship. Oh, this is kind of cool. I was unsure, but I mean, you have to. I'm sure you have to go through like little, like small passageways.
Yeah.
Move double fast by holding down 2 accelerate buttons. Mega X6 says this looks like a weird take on the magical school bus.
Oh gosh. That's a blast from the past.
Yeah. I do kind of like this. It is different than I was expecting.
It is exactly.
In a way, it feels like a throwback to something like Mighty Milky Way, like to that era of Way Forward.
Mm. Although I don't think Mighty Milky Way is as good as my Flip Champs. Switch.
Definitely not. It's
good. It was a good idea. I just didn't think it worked as well.
right. Ooh, is there something different about the?
Shoot, I reckon that tasted. Oh, well, got a rougher biscuit. Well,
I'm just skipping all the story sequences because I'm sure that. Let's go this way. I'm sure that the story is worthy of major awards. Uh-oh. What do I do here? Oh, I see. I'm kind of digging this.
So, here's something that's been kind of concerning me lately, like very lately. So like that pink, the flat pink colors, in this game here. So like, I don't know, like a week or so ago, my TV asked me if I wanted to do the pixel refresher when I was getting ready to turn it off.
Yeah.
And I was like, it's never just asked me to do it. Like, I wasn't sure if I like accidentally navigated to it in the menu at some point and didn't realize it. And
I think I might do it every time I turn it off. If it's like,
really?
Well, you turn it off and it runs it, and then it just turns itself
right.
off.
Well,
anyway.
I guess I just figured that was probably like wear and tear, you know, that I just figured like I do it very, very, very rarely. So like, I was like, that's weird. Why did it do that? Well, like the very next day I was testing out some N64 digital stuff and I had Mario 64 on, and like I noticed these like jail bars in Mario's hat. I was like, that's not the N64 digital, is it? And like all of a sudden, like in certain colors, like I'm not necessarily saying that the pixel refresh was a cause or a symptom or what. I don't know.
Is it gone away or is it still there?
No, there's like in certain colors I can see like these like jail bars. Like I see them in the pink, when it, like right now you're going through a blue area, but whenever there's pink, like just solid flat pink, like there's just jail bars. And like I don't really notice it all that much most of the time. But like it's happened very suddenly. Like I as far as I know anyway, like I feel like I would have noticed it if it had been around for a while. I think I would have noticed.
Yeah.
Like, you know, Skyward Sword came out on Friday. I haven't intended to actually play it right away or anything. But it's a very flat shaded game. And sometimes, like, just as I'm moving about, like, there's just this, like, it catches my eye, like, in certain colors, like, there's just, like, sort of a thing. But, like, when I'm playing other games, like, I've been playing Final Fantasy 14, I actually got caught up in the story for the first time ever. Like, there is not a next main story quest in Final Fantasy 14 right now until November, when the expansion comes out. But like in that game's visual style, I can't see it because there's much more texture and detail in it, right?
Right.
So Yeah, I mean it's definitely a little concerning. Maybe I should do the pixel refresher again. I don't. It's definitely concerning though.
Yeah.
I do not. You know, I've been hoping to wait another year or two before upgrading. No, my TV, I got it in 2017, and it is the 2017 model. And Corey got his the next year, and it's a 2018 model. So I mean, you know, you would like a TV to last longer than that, but
Oh no.
in modern technology terms, I mean, it's been around. I've had it. I'll have had it for what? Or wait, was
4
it
years,
2016?
I guess.
Or was it 2016? No, it was a 20. Because PS4 Pro came out in 2016, so I think it's a 20. It's 20.
So that would have been when you got it, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely concerning for sure. Like it's not noticeable most of the time, but it's been a very sudden thing.
Okay, so what am I trying to do? Let's do grab fever.
Maybe I should. Maybe I should do the pixel refresher again. I mean, I wouldn't imagine. I mean, what's weird though is you would expect that if it's available, if it's visible,
that's the wrong button. That's why.
if it's visible on some colors, it would be visible on all colors. But like the gray switch dashboard, it's not visible there. It's just like I just see it in certain colors, and it's just like just the way the camera moves in flat shaded games just makes it more apparent somehow. Sometimes, I mean, it's not something I'm noticing like constantly, but it's
I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing
I'm
here.
worried. I'm worried.
Yeah, that sounds like something that like really stress me out too. I feel like if that TV died that quickly, I mean, you could probably contact them and say something. I just feel like if it died that quick, I would be like, I don't really want to get another one if it's gonna die this quick.
I mean, I've always heard LG is pretty non-receptive to complaints about panel issues.
I've heard that I've heard things about them being pretty good, and like they would
Really?
they would
I
probably
have-
send somebody to put something new, like a new part in there.
I doubt it.
I mean, if it doesn't go away, I mean, it'd be worth checking it out, just seeing what they would
guess.
do.
Replicant 813 in the chat saying, try it isn't out of the ordinary for banding on gray or pink colors on the 2017 and earlier LGs. It's not a sign of damage or degradation. But like, there's no way I wouldn't have noticed it like before this week. I mean, or maybe there is, and I should be questioning my capability to analyze video quality, because I definitely have not noticed it until like this week.
Okay, one more time. The music in this game is really awesome. I'm very
Yeah, it's like, I mean, I only heard a little bit of the music when I was editing the trailer, but I mean, it seems to be going for like a sort of like a very like cute Japanese aesthetic.
yeah.
In general. Like I actually made a Japanese version of the trailer for this. Like they gave me the translated text. Like they have like a Japanese logo for it. They were like clearly pushing this game for Japan.
Yeah. Interesting. I mean, look at this. Look at this awesome title screen.
Grab Fever. Brave Legend of Vita Hand.
All right.
But you're pretty into this.
Yeah, I think all 3 games that I played so far have been good.
Even
Contra.
even Contra.
I think the Contra is a situation, and maybe this is just something that just like has been happening because I have like been barely paying attention to like a lot of reactions to stuff. You know, I was expecting Contra to like not be great, but it's like, hey, not that bad.
Well, you know, I feel like expectations like play a huge role in how much you like a game. And what's weird is I think sometimes
I'm gonna switch here.
A game that you had high expectations for, and liked less than you thought. Sometimes I feel like I can like that less than a game that I had low expectations for, but it really surprised me. Maybe it still wasn't technically as good as the other game that disappointed me, but sometimes something about that is just like makes you more passionate about it, or it's just like, oh, like this game is better than people realize. I feel like I need to like preach it, you know?
Yeah.
And so even though it's like not as good as a disappointing game that is technically better, it's still, I don't know how to explain it really, but expectations definitely I think can you know, play a large part where, you know, whether they should or shouldn't, you know, I mean, you know, you can argue that, oh, well, it shouldn't be that way, but it happens.
So I'm willing to bet $5 that there's no possible way you can guess what the game I'm going to play next. Just like throw something out there.
Huh?
I'm going to play something on the PS4, and I guarantee you that like it's going to be something that you've never thought was even remotely a possibility for me to play tonight.
Okay. Where did you buy the game?
I got it at a thrift store.
A thrift store, okay. So it's probably like a relatively common game.
Yeah, just like throw something out there. Just throw a guess out there.
It's like some Ubisoft game.
Like an Assassin's Creed game. Here
Here
it comes. I guarantee you haven't even thought about this game. Oh,
I've never even thought about it.
I don't know why this keeps on happening.
There's no signal.
I know. I don't know why that keeps on happening.
You're on the AverMedia tonight?
Well, I'm switching back and forth, I guess.
Oh, Mad Max.
Yeah.
I've heard this is pretty good.
Yeah.
This didn't what's his face?
Audie, I think, really said this was good.
No, he's been in the chat.
Mm-hmm.
Why am I drawing a blank on his name? The guy who directed God of War 2 and the reboot. Wasn't he involved in this?
I don't know. You're talking about.
Why am I drawing a blank on his name?
Corey Barlog.
Yeah.
Balrog, Barlog. Why is there no audio? I'm not getting any music here. It's probably because I'm switching like sources. Oh, I think I know why.
Oh, that's right. This is like you can get 120 FPS on this on the Xbox version on.
Oh, really?
With FPS boost, yeah, which is like sounds totally unnecessary for this kind of game.
Sorry, I lost the audio. I'm trying to get it back.
You seem to be jumping between way too many capture devices.
Well, I don't know why the AverMedia was like having a hard time with that. There it is.
There was $5 from James Boone. Thank you.
Well, thank you.
Saying, do you think we'll ever see re-releases of games like Outrun 2006 or Afterburner Climax? I know they were delisted due to licensing. Oh man, that'd be nice.
It would be.
I mean, Sega re-releases a lot of stuff,
Ooh,
but
FMV here.
I don't know how much they re-release some of their like earlier 3D era games. Like,
the dead will not suffer the hardships of a terrible world.
have they re-released like a lot of Dreamcast stuff and the like?
Those born into this
I don't think they really have, or you know,
those
so
who survived,
or like those early 2000s
those
games.
are the truly broken.
So I don't know.
Before
Like they're huge on Genesis, that's for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I would love for both of those games to be re-released, just to like get them on disc.
Yeah, but whether it's gonna happen, I mean, it would not be hard for them to just remove. Well, actually, I guess the Afterburner Climax is like the actual fighter jet is the licensing issue, right? Oh, from the title screen, are you just like suddenly driving?
Yeah.
You'll not take my prize. The black tar is mine.
I mean, this is not connected at all to the movies or anything, right? I assume.
I mean,
These guys are from like Fury Road or whatever. It looked like it, but I think that it's probably like an open world type deal.
I mean,
Look at this.
whether it's, I mean, I don't know. I would be surprised if it didn't connect in story in some way.
he was one such man, one who had lost all.
I only have this because I got it at a thrift store.
And
I think I got it for like $3.
he had lost his sanity. His was a never-ending journey away from the phantoms of his past.
I mean, I've heard good things.
The cacophony in his mind and find peace beyond a place he called the plains of silence. He now
I am not the biggest Mad Max fan.
visions before
But I-
he only needed the fuel. And
Weird. I mean, I definitely liked Fury Road, but weirdly enough, of like the original 3, like I like Beyond Thunderdome best.
I think Beyond Thunderdome isn't that bad either. I saw that movie. I saw that in the theater.
I think it's kind of great actually. Like
And not just because of the Tina Turner song.
mostly actually because of the children. Like their way of speaking is so unique.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna skip the cutscene. It's kind of awesome, but
Like the way like that whole society that those like children have built and like their language is just like so cool. I think just it gives the movie a very unique feel. I don't know. I think Beyond Thunderdome is like the most fun of the movies.
well, that would probably be why a lot of people don't like it.
It's
Just
fun. It's an enjoyable movie to watch.
Right, but you know, it's not quite as dire as the other ones. And you know, like a lot of people would liken it probably to Return of the Jedi, where it's like it has to introduce like
I
more
think-
like kind of like some more family friendly elements to it.
Yeah, but I think Return of the Jedi is better liked among the fan bases, the respective fan bases. But like Mad Max 1, I was just so confused. Like I've only watched it one time, but like I just had the hardest time following the plot at all. Like it just seemed to be jumping around a lot. It was
Well,
very
it's much different. It's it was like
and then I mean the
Super
second
low
movie,
budget.
like I can see how it's like been hugely influential,
yeah.
like post-apocalyptic media. But I I guess my reaction to Mad Max 2 is kind of similar to how I feel about
Led me right so far.
how I feel about Blade Runner, where it's like I don't particularly enjoy watching it, but I can see why it was really important. You know, like it. I feel like I've seen so many things that ape its style that I came to the party on the original too late. You know.
Yeah. Yeah, I could see that. I mean, I didn't see it until I was a teenager.
Dog's bleeding out.
I can fix it, but I do my
Which
best work
one?
in my sight.
Mad Max?
Oh, no, Blade Runner.
Oh, okay. I didn't see Blade Runner until like early streaming days. I say streaming, but I think, I feel like this is something that probably not very many people did. But like, pre-Netflix streaming, or at least I think it was before Netflix. Like Netflix was just like DVDs at first. But hey, I don't really have any recollection when Netflix streaming started, but I'm pretty sure it was not streaming right away. But like, I bet a lot of people didn't do. I just feel like this is an experience that I've never met anyone else who was like, oh yeah, I did that. I like rented games on the PlayStation Network on my PS3, like, and you like download it. You download the whole thing.
Wait, what? Oh, you mean rent movies? You mean?
Yeah.
Okay,
on
yeah,
PS3.
you download it. Right, I remember that.
You like download the whole movie, and then after you hit play, you have like, I think 24 or 48 hours or whatever to watch it. And like, I know that there's like movie content on like current gen systems and stuff, but I don't think you download them. I think I'm sure you probably stream them. Most people probably don't watch their movies through the the Xbox store or the PlayStation Network. I would guess that's probably not the store of choice for movie streaming, I suspect. But I watched a lot of I watched a lot of movies that I'd never seen before. Like a lot of older movies, I've always been like, oh yeah, this seems like an important thing that I should watch.
That's cool.
Doing the rentals on PlayStation 3 just
Yeah.
because like it made them so accessible. But I feel like that's not a common experience. But I really utilized the PS3 as a multimedia machine for sure. Thinking about like the style of Mad Max and everything, wasn't this the same studio that did Rage 2? Avalanche?
Yeah, Avalanche. That's what it said at the beginning. I don't know. I can't even tell you what Rage 2 even looks like.
It's like, it's got like a lot of like very bright sort of neon color.
Yeah. I recall that from like the box and stuff, the box art.
Yeah. I think I watched like the Digital Foundry video on it or something, but that's about where my knowledge of it begins and ends. Mm-hmm. Is it just the way that is it just the stream compression causing it, or
Were you seeing something going on with it?
Oh yeah, like the top and bottom of the screens like sort of looks weird sometimes.
I mean, it's darker. It's like vignetted.
Oh, I guess it's maybe the vignette combined with just like the motion and the bit rate. Just kind of it looks like the top and bottom of the screen just kind of like has this weird effect going on.
I see Kinto Zero is saying, I don't like the part of the game I'm playing right now, but about 10 minutes when you get the car fixed and start driving around, it gets super fun. So I'll stick it out till we get to the driving. Look at this guy. He's like eating that screwdriver.
You know, it's amazing to me that all of the Mad Max movies, you know, is long of a span of time as the production on them has been. You know, from the 70s to, you know, the last decade.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the same director through
Yeah.
every single movie. Like that's impressive. It's dedication.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing that they even made Fury Road.
I know. And like, I
Because-
mean, he's a pretty old dude at this point. Like, to make an intense movie like that, like that.
Oh, you mean
Like,
George Miller?
yeah, I mean, he's like in his 70s or something, isn't he? Like, that's. I feel like that's a pretty intense movie for an old dude to be making. You
Yeah.
know?
But you know, it took him so long to make it because he had a very clear vision of what he wanted to make, which is super cool, I think.
Yeah, that was
I mean, he took so long to make it because he didn't want to compromise at all.
right. That was the very first UHD Blu-ray I ever bought.
Oh, you gave me the code for it.
Oh,
I
that's
remember.
right. Yeah, the digital code. Yep. Because I, you know, I guess it was not long after I got my Xbox One X, and I was just like, well, I want to see what a UHD Blu-ray
Yeah.
is like, and like I hadn't seen the movie yet, but there was like a really cheap deal for it, on Amazon. Like, might have been, I think it was like, you know, Black Friday or thereabouts sort of deal. It was like $11 or something. And I was like, well, I want to see this anyway, so I may as well see what, you know. I thought, like, you know, a relatively recent movie would be a good one to try it out on.
I see some people
So,
talking.
oh yeah, they were talking about Gastown. That was it. That was in Fury Road, right?
Gastown? No, that was
Was that 3?
that must have been 3, right?
That's
Or is
definitely
that Bartertown? Is Bartertown the third one?
Bartertown. Maybe that's what I'm thinking of.
I see somebody talking about like driving a manual. Do you know how to drive stick?
No. And I have zero desire to.
Yeah, good combo.
Like, I just
Perfect place to build a car.
the fun factor of driving is not even a consideration for me. Like, I don't take any particular joy in, you know, my car. You know, it's not a source of pride or anything for me. You know, I'm all about practicality when it comes to a car. Like, I'm not into min-maxing my, you know, revolutions per minute.
Right. Well, I mean, my second car was a standard, so I know how to drive it. I mean, I wouldn't choose. I never got one again after that. But and if I was trying to escape, and that's the only thing that was available, if I'd escape from, you know, like a killer or something like that, I could do it.
Yeah.
I don't know if GameStack, if Joe is still in the chat, but I know that he really likes driving standards, I think.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And when you say standard, that's
That's a manual. Yeah.
I never hear. I don't think I've ever.
I'm
heard
not sure if
people
that is like a thing, but
Probably,
I mean, that's what it, like,
probably
you know, my
not what
parents
people
called
call
it.
it anymore, because that wouldn't be standard.
Right. But I that's just what my parents called it. I'm not sure if that's like a typical like name for it. Or a manual. Yeah.
Just a mess of parts.
Yeah, manual stick. You know, that's the
Here
terms
we
I'm
go.
used to.
We're driving again.
But yeah, I have no interest in learning that at all. It was $5 from Tinder Brew. Thank you.
Thank you.
Saying Good evening, all. Excited to be able to catch another stream live. Keep up the good work. Well, we shall do so. We're just jumping between a bunch of games tonight.
Yeah. And every single game I play it, I can see myself wanting to play more. So I'll be returning to all of these. This is pretty cool, and the controls seem weird. Like the shooting is, you hold down L1 to aim and then circle to shoot, but it being like that just makes me feel like, oh well, maybe like shooting isn't like such a big.
It's not the. Yeah, that's actually kind of cool. Like to me that.
Yeah, it just means that
it sounds like shooting is more of like a context sensitive thing than a.
Yeah, like fighting.
Well, I mean, it's kind of like what I was talking about with like Doom, for example. It's not about your aiming skills.
Right.
Like that's why I like the idea of this. Oh, it's not vertical aiming; it's just all horizontal. Like I like the idea of or something kind of like Bloodborne, for instance, where like the gun is like a counter ability rather than like. It's not about like, constantly aiming like it is in a shooting game.
Yeah.
Yeah, that actually intrigues me.
I see that Brian Reno is saying manuals are the CRTs of transmission. What do you think about that?
But I don't know if it's a fundamentally different experience. I've probably just spoken sacrilege. It probably is fundamentally different.
Okay, so I pick up the fuel can. How do I?
Just like most people don't care about the difference between CRTs and modern TVs.
Yeah, I mean, I think that it's probably true. We just don't, you can't really say it without having the experience of driving one. But I mean, for
John Linneman has opinions because he's definitely a car guy.
Yeah. But I mean, I think that's a good way to put it. I mean, just for that group of people that are into that kind of stuff, it's probably equivalent.
Speaking of UHD Blu-rays, the next one, and I believe this is this is all I've bought. I bought Mad Max Fury Road, and I bought the what do you call it? The Cornetto.
Oh right,
trilogy.
Yeah. I just watched End of the World on Friday, I think.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
World's End.
World's End. That's right.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, Hot Fuzz is definitely the best of the trilogy, but I feel like World's End is one of the most enjoyable movie watching experiences I've ever had in my life. And I will not say why, just in case anyone has not watched World's End. Like, anyone who has not watched World's End, it's the third movie in the, it's not really a trilogy in any other sense than it has like the two lead actors and the director are the same. But World's End I think is probably the least known or least watched of those movies. And if you do not watch a trailer, do not watch a trailer. Yeah. Because I watched a trailer after watching the movie and I was like, oh my gosh, how could they spoil that? Like, if you do not know a thing going into World's End, it is so much fun. No, not World's End Club. Just World's End. Mm-hmm. But oh my gosh, it was. I mean, I don't know how many people had that experience that I had. Because, like, I bet most people watching it had probably seen a trailer beforehand or something. Like, I was 100% blind going into it. And it was a trip. Like, I've not had a movie that just played with my expectations and in such a way. Oh my gosh, just what a good time that was.
I'm going to ignite the fuel can now.
I am not talking about Pirates of the Caribbean. The movie is just called World's End.
Yeah, it's good.
It is a British comedy from, like, I don't know, 8-10 years ago.
Is it that old already? It might be. I mean,
I think so. But do not just watch it. Do not read anything about it. Do not watch a trailer. Do not read the description on the streaming service. Just watch it. Just watch it, and you will have a good time.
The screen cracks, and this, like when you, the glass of the screen was broken. Is this the part that someone was talking about where, like, once I get the vehicle, or do I need to get the actual, like, real car? I mean, hopefully he gets...
You like probably customize your car, I bet.
Yeah.
Something about this game's visual style just does not play well with the stream compression, though.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Like, it's just like that vignetting and stuff. But it looks neat. I feel like you've gone like a huge distance and like not having played the game very long at all.
Yeah, I bet this is a better open world game than Sunset Overdrive, which I'm currently playing, and you know, because I enjoyed Ratchet and Clank so much. It's like I started Sunset Overdrive like years ago before I moved into my last house, and I just never returned to it. So I started playing it from the beginning, and it is like, it's not great. It's like it's
how far in are you?
I just saved I just saved Brill Cream.
I remember that name.
He's like the Cub Scout guy. He has like no arms or legs.
Oh yeah. Well, you're pretty far in then.
Yeah, How Long to Beat said it's only about 10 hours. So I'm guessing that I feel like that was either the last or like second to last sort of hub. Yeah, I really hate doing the like the tower defense parts. I'm not a big fan of tower defense in the first place. It's too stressful for me.
Flashlight.
You know, in some ways, I wonder how open world this really is, though, because it almost feels like you're kind of going through these like long sections that, like, I wonder if you're really even going to return to, because it seems kind of linear here.
Yeah, I think this is just the intro, basically. Someone is saying that you get like a base, and then it like all opens up. It does seem cool, though.
Yeah.
I'm gonna see if I can just get to the point where I get a base, but I can see myself coming back to this. But back to Sunset Overdrive, I just think that it's kind of obnoxious most of the time. I think that that's the point.
Yeah. Although,
like I'm choosing my car.
It's definitely supposed to be obnoxious, but I think it is meant to appeal to people who like obnoxious things.
Yeah. And that's the whole point of it.
It's like it is a parody of obnoxiousness for obnoxious people.
Yes. Yeah, that is a good way to describe it, because it is. Oh, that didn't take long. It's a parody of obnoxious people. You know, that is the whole point. Like, they obviously didn't write any of that stuff thinking like this. People are gonna think this is really cool. It's just like trying to make them seem more obnoxious. How annoying can we make them be? Like this, the after death load times are kind of just getting old.
You should probably play on PS5 then.
Yeah.
Or maybe you'll find the Xbox version for cheap and can play at 120 FPS.
Oh. I get him.
Oh, this looks very
Batman Arkham Asylum.
Batman, yeah. You like even the sparks above his head for the counters?
Yeah. Ooh, I have a shiv.
You know, I'm surprised I still have never. I mean, I my understanding is it's quite a divisive game, but I've never played
The third
Arkham
one.
Knight.
Well, I haven't played
Yeah.
Origins Knight or Origins. And I
Origins, yeah.
I do have both of those. You know what?
I don't have either.
Maybe I should put in Arkham Knight after this.
Maybe you should.
I've never played it.
I've never booted up. It's
That was another one I
it's-
got at a thrift store for. I think it was like $6.
it's it's part. I think it's part of the PS Plus collection.
Yes.
And I did install it actually after claiming it, but
Man, it's blowing up. I gotta collect this scrap real quick. Oh, that's not the way I was supposed to go. Hang on, I know that you're gonna blow up your entire base, but let me just like grab these pieces of scrap.
But yeah, I never booted it up, even though I did install it. But yeah, I don't. I mean, you know, I don't consider myself to own it, even though I have it through PS Plus collection. Like I mean, I'm sure it's like it's got to be like a $10,
Yeah.
at least used. But I'm
Here we go. Got this new car. I like this car.
but I'm sure it's
What's that one?
I'm sure it's closer to City than Asylum, which I'm sure all the sequels are, you know, more that open world sort of approach, which,
Yeah.
you know, it wasn't like hardcore open world, you know, like you did go into like the individual areas and they played out somewhat more
We're on
like
the
designed,
road to nowhere.
carefully designed levels, but still, like it didn't, like it was just such a good Metroidvania, you know, Arkham Asylum, like a 3D Metroidvania.
Yeah. And then,
And
you
it's
know,
just-
it's typical that it, of course, you know, it has to go all open world and it's just a lot of icons
It was
on a map.
fine. I did not dislike Arkham City by any means, but it felt like a big step away from what I wanted.
I like this.
I can fix it now if you stop. Or later, at my sanctum. It's your choice.
You know, we were commenting when we were both, you know, getting our PS3s totally updated.
Right.
And all of our games installed. Like we both just like took a moment to play a few minutes of Arkham Asylum.
Yeah,
Man,
I did some like some fights. You know, I know
It holds
that
up.
the PS4 and Xbox versions are like not that great, I guess. But that is a
think
game that I
it's
played it, and
happened, though.
you definitely see that lower frame rate in that.
Yeah, and like I don't think optimizing for stability was a huge priority in that generation.
Right.
You know, I think the rising prominence of Digital Foundry is really honestly to thank for the relative stability that we have in frame rates today. You know, they've just brought a lot more awareness to it, you know, both to customers and developers. But Yeah, and it's certainly lower resolution, but I mean it's a good game. I mean I do want to get the remaster version sometime. I mean I bet they're pretty good. I
Just to
think,
have that remaster of Asylum, I guess.
oh yeah. I mean, and actually I don't think I own a physical copy of City
Oh,
because I
really?
played it on Steam originally.
Oh, and you got it with your video card or something like that, didn't you?
No, that was Tomb
BioShock.
Raider and BioShock Infinite.
Right.
No, someone on the back lottery gifted me Arkham City, actually.
I have the PS3 Game of the Year edition. They had that insane cover.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I don't know if it's like appropriate to call it insane, but it was very funny.
But yeah, I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure I heard that the PS4, Xbox One version of Arkham Asylum was improved somehow.
Yeah.
I don't remember what the issues were, but
I do not have any relatives named Brad. All right. Should I move on to something else? I mean, this seems pretty cool.
yeah, I'd say it's time to move on. So let's see. So you went.
I'm not gonna play Batman, but I went PS4. I mean, I could.
You went Xbox, PS4, Switch, PS4. Let's go back to Xbox.
Okay, the XB. Back to the XB joint. Okay.
Biggity.
I have something picked out. I'm not sure if it's something I want to play.
Oh. Well,
Should I do it anyways, or?
Well, would it be something that would take a while to get into?
No, definitely not.
Well, then do it.
Okay, hang on.
Do it.
All right.
If it's a game that would get straight to the point, why not? What's it going to be? What is it that Corey doesn't really want to play?
It's gonna be the last thing you'd ever expect.
Is this going to be the first miss of the night?
I don't know. I got it. It was on clearance
You,
at
like, totally turned your console
GameStop
off.
for $7.
Oh. What is it gonna be? It drives me nuts that when you put the disc in the Xbox, it doesn't become the big tile until after you launch it,
Yes, I know.
and the cursor doesn't automatically go to it. It almost looks like the Genesis Classics collection, but I know it's not.
Oh, it's not.
Like,
I don't have it installed. That sucks. How did I not have this installed? This is like the only game that I own that is not installed.
Well, have you booted up on Rush?
I have, yeah. I didn't really care for it that much.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
John really likes it. It's from the people that did MotorStorm. Well, that's not going to take long, but I wonder if you should do a Switch game while we wait.
It's not. It's already half done. It's
Yeah,
gonna be done.
it's like almost halfway.
Yeah, it's Tempest 4000.
So this was a game that you picked up. It wasn't a GameStop exclusive, was it?
It wasn't a GameStop exclusive, but I got it when it was on clearance at GameStop. I think it might have been like $7.99 or something like that, or
I
$6.99.
know very little about Tempest other than
Same.
It's the one game that everyone says is good on the Jaguar.
Right. The
Even
Jag.
though I know it's not the original version of Tempest or anything like that, but that's like the one thing that people are like, oh yeah, like Tempest on Jaguar, like that's the game to have on Jaguar. You gotta have the spinny controller.
Right.
Oh, Audie hates Tempest though. So
I'm not expecting a lot from this.
I mean, definitely looks like it's got some fun colors.
Oh yeah. The music's pretty loud. Let me turn that down a little bit.
It's Atari. I didn't know it was Atari.
Feed your head to the web.
So you've never played any version of it?
No, not really. Which I think is probably blasphemous.
I
But
mean, I haven't. To my knowledge.
I have played Stun Runner though, which I suppose it would be. Would Stun Runner be kind of considered a? I mean, people in the chat would be able to tell me into this. The sound is really loud here. Kind of a spiritual successor to it.
What did you say it was?
Stun Runner.
Stun Runner?
Yeah, or it's more of a more modern version of it. Like, what is going on here?
I mean, I think they're kind of trying to go for like Mizuguchi-esque sort of trippy style, but it doesn't work as well.
So, I mean, I've never really played Tempest, but I know that what it looks like and how it moves and everything, and the opposite is probably true. I'm sure that Tempest was a gigantic influence on Mizuguchi.
Maybe.
Oh, I mean, I like it based on.
I mean,
like,
did they
the
have a
style
lot of like flashy colors and stuff?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah. I mean,
is it? I mean, judging by the art style here, I'm assuming it's a vector graphics game, right?
yeah. Is that like is that thing on my side?
How do you feel about the? It kind of doesn't look like it's on your side. It looks very pointy.
But I think it's shooting these things.
Yeah, but it looks dangerous. It looks like an urchin.
See, there's $5 from Mega X6 saying you'll have to let us know which game tonight is your favorite and if you want to finish any of them. I mean, basically, almost everything that I've played, I've wanted to I want to finish.
Yeah. You know, speaking of finishing games, you know, thinking about you playing Sunset Overdrive kind of reminded me that, oh, you were, I think just last week saying that you were trying to play Kingdom Hearts. Did that fall to the wayside?
Yeah, I really tried with Kingdom Hearts. And you know, I'm sure it gets better in the other ones. But as it is now, I would be curious if people that have a lot of love for that series like really love the first one. Because
I mean,
now, like going to it now, I was just like really, really bored. Probably my favorite thing was like the throwback style like sound effects, like that era of, you know, like SquareSoft sound effects. But I'd be curious to see if people like really have a fondness for that first one even now, because the worlds in it are essentially like 2 or 3 or 3 or 4 like big rooms.
Yeah, I mean that's probably a slight exaggeration, but yeah, I mean, you know, at the time, I remember Kingdom Hearts 2 getting some not great reviews.
Because isn't like the beginning of it it has such a long intro, right?
That's true, but I think there were more like just gameplay related complaints, and like Kingdom Hearts 2 is extremely, at least it was at the time, it was extremely flashy. Like, I mean, if you think of like Advent Children and like, you know, the flying around and attacking in the air, I mean, like imagine a PS2 game like Advent Children, and that's Kingdom Hearts 2. You know,
I
very
see.
very chaotic combat. Probably not that crazy by today's standards, or
Yeah.
maybe even the standards of like Final Fantasy VII Remake. But like it was pushing the limits of that you know, that menu system that they have, where it's like, you know, you're in combat, but you also have that like Final Fantasy like pointer menu.
Yeah. Do you want me to? Sure, I'll play something else on the Xbox. This was like a little. This is like a last minute decision. I'll pick something else out.
I thought maybe you didn't have something else. But yeah, I mean that was fun enough to see.
Yeah.
Talk about Tempest.
Yeah.
Not that we have much to say, but yeah, I actually 100% at Kingdom Hearts 2 though. I mean, I liked it. Like, I mean, yeah, I still haven't played Kingdom Hearts 3. I played a lot of the spin-offs. But I still haven't gotten around to 3. I haven't done the 2.8 fragmentary passage or whatever either. Although I did install them on my PS5 because it's just like, well, it seems like a good place to play it. So I don't know. Maybe I'll do it sooner or something. I don't know. See Jay Evan with $4.20 saying Kingdom Hearts is the best game ever for the win. It's I can respect that. I mean, you know, the game has a huge fan base. I mean, the story is definitely like crazy and over complex, but I mostly enjoyed it at the time for like just how absurd it was. Like, you know, Mickey Mouse wearing this like Sith cloak and doing these like Jedi attacks and everything,
Yeah.
jumping around. Like it's so bizarre that I really liked it for just how strange it was, I guess. But I feel like the general sentiment of Kingdom Hearts Kingdom Hearts 3, again, haven't played it, but I feel like the general sentiment was kind of too little too late, you know?
Wait, what was 3?
Kingdom Hearts too little too late. I mean, because I mean it was like over a decade after 2.
Yeah, it's
You know,
insane.
they had all of these like spin-off games that added just little teensy bits and pieces to the story all along. And I don't know how satisfying of a conclusion it is or isn't, but it you know, I think they went so long that they risked a lot of people losing interest. And I feel like that happened with me somewhat, you know?
Yeah.
Like if they just had 3 come out and concluded the story, you know, within the next 4 or 5 years, you know, I think I would have felt a lot more invested, but it just took so long to get to 3 that, you know,
Right.
my level of investment went way down.
Yeah, it's interesting.
My favorite game of the series is actually the PSP one, Birth by Sleep. I just thought it was the most fun to play. I thought it had the best sort of gameplay systems.
Yeah, be Terry Crews, right?
Of course.
That's kind of the impression I was getting, where I sort of felt like it didn't feel like that fun to play, and I like maybe just like going into the series not having played any of them and starting from scratch is probably difficult now.
Mm-hmm.
Like you kind of had to have been there to some extent.
And 2, I think if you think about the time that it came out, like action RPGs were still kind of a treat at that time. Like, you know what I mean? Like it was like a Japanese action RPG. It wasn't really that common of a thing at the time.
Yeah.
So it was, you know, I you know, you think like Secret of Mana, I feel like, was like the poster child of action RPGs in the 90s. You know,
There's that
and-
super long load time at the beginning, and then it has a cutscene, and then it has another super long load time.
You're on Series X, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure it sped it up a good bit. I actually have booted this game.
Oh yeah.
I got you this.
Did you grab it for me, or did I get it myself?
I don't know. I got this. It was from Meyer. It was on clearance at Meyer.
Oh yeah. I don't remember exactly why I came
There's some kind of
to own this. It was
I
probably really
love the first Crackdown was one of the first games I played on the Xbox 360. Like after I got back into games and I got a 360, I got Crackdown and Gears of War 1. And Crackdown 1 is really fun because it's just stupid. And it was one of the first open world games that I played where it wasn't trying to be like sort of realistic. Where you just have that kind of mobility throughout the entire city and being able to jump super high.
Did this game get FPS boost?
I don't know.
Some games, so games that like there are several games that like Fallout 4 is an example where
This is the place, Agent. Watch out for the guards.
it actually has to go to the Xbox One S code to run an FPS boost. So in other words, like instead of 4K, you have 900p for Fallout 4
Right.
if you're using FPS boost. But in those cases, FPS boost is actually off by default.
Huh.
There are cases where FPS boost.
This doesn't look like 60 to me. Like the camera
Yeah.
is like definitely.
Yeah.
Looks like your suit just
There. So I mean, I can't remember if I heard that it was FPS boost. I'm going to look it up.
It did not do well. So
Yeah, I remember it got really bad reviews. Tim Rogers liked it though.
Yeah, well, I mean, I could see it just like, yeah, I see a game like this, and I would have zero expectations except for it just to be a really good time, because that's exactly what the first two were, and the second one was a disappointment because it basically reused the city from the first one, and it felt kind of. It was more of an expansion than it was like a sequel.
Weird. Crackdown doesn't come up on when I search for it on.
So maybe it's not.
But yeah, it doesn't even come up on the backwards compatibility side, which it should, because I think every game appears on the backwards compatibility side because it's technically an Xbox One game.
Right.
I just didn't see it. I don't know. For some reason, I thought. But you know what I'm saying? Like some games, I want to say there's at least one game. What was it?
still off the radar.
I think it was Shadow of the Tomb Raider. Lets you use the high res mode from Xbox One X, but also 60 FPS. Now that game does have a 60 FPS mode for Xbox One X, but the patch, it's not patch, but the FPS boost lets you still use the Xbox One X code
Shoot those generators. Pop them out
with 60 FPS on the high res mode. So there might be other examples, but a lot of FPS boost games, if there was an Xbox One patch or an Xbox One X patch, you cannot use that while running FPS boost.
It's Wilhelm Berg.
Ooh, I see Dingus Glurt with 199 having maybe a
Berg is our first
controversial opinion saying space football SNES greater than Kingdom Farts.
fancy term.
Yeah, I saw earlier. He just posted. He said Kingdom farts. Am I right?
Carboxylate saying, "Why does this look like Fortnite?" Didn't this game come out before Fortnite was like a big thing, though?
Oh, for sure. But I mean, the first one, first and second one, it had a very similar look to it, where the characters are cel shaded. They like a more detailed cel shading to it.
Yeah, they do these exact. I mean, it's a game about jumping around buildings in a really goofy way. I mean, that
and
is,
you're super
that is
powerful.
why
You know,
people
you
like
can.
Crackdown. So, you know, you make that Fortnite comparison, and I can see it. I can definitely see it that you point that out. But the style of this game was very much, you know, influenced by the games in the series that I have not played that came before it, but you know, Corey is familiar, and you know, it is. Yeah, it definitely. I can see the comparison you're making, but it's not trying to ape that style.
Yeah.
And I'll subject them to my unique brand of trademarked oppression. It makes me sick.
Yeah, I played. I played probably 30 minutes or something of this a while back.
What did Tim Rogers say he wants to call it? It should have been called Verticops.
Verticops. He had another made-up name for it somewhere in that video. I can't remember what it was.
Too many Nova thugs use those guns on the people. Let's see how they like being.
You know, he was like, "Do you like games from 1997?" I'm like, "Yes, tell me more."
Yeah, that's a good way to.
Yeah, I mean it.
Supply point is yours. Check it out.
I got the supply button. See, I can see myself definitely playing this, and this is easily the more interesting, like open world type game that I would rather play.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas essentially just like it's just chaos all the time.
Well, and see that's actually not really so much my thing, because you know, before people used the term open world game, it was always sandbox game.
Right, and I guess that this is very sandbox-esque.
And I never.
But that's
You know,
that's true.
I've never really loved. I mean, this was a big part of the reason I never got into Grand Theft Auto. Even though, yes, I know there's a lot more to it, but back in the day, that was all people really played it for. Was, you know, that whole, you know, just you like the match and see what happens, right?
Well, that was always what I thought was so fun about it, and really,
That
it was
never interested me at all.
Well, the thing I liked about it is that most of the time, like, the game would like glitch, or something would happen where it just would shoot so far up in the air. Like that was what was interesting, to light that match and see how, you know.
Yeah, and I feel like maybe had I tried it a few years earlier, I might have been more interested in that type of just like, you know, see how all of these gameplay systems collide, you know? But I mean, even by the time that I did see it, I mean, I was probably in high school still, but I was not that interested in just, you know, I've never been that interested in, you know, just seeing chaos unfold in an open world game. I mean, not that I
don't so much do it now, but at the time it was very novel. For me, at least it was. I thought it was. It doesn't really do much for me now because
it just bores me now. It's just like, oh, ha ha ha! Look at all the, you know, the physics engine stuff flying around.
Yeah, but at the time it was very novel, and it was only funny because, you know, it was funny in the same way that I think that the survival mode in Driver is funny.
Yes. And don't get me wrong.
That's a good way to explain it. It's a extension of what Driver's survival mode was doing.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong. I can have fun with, you know, dumb stuff going on in open world games, but it's not usually. usually my go-to, I guess.
Yeah.
You know, so I really don't know what I'm going to think about this game, but I'll always keep it in the back of my mind that Tim Rogers compared it to 1997. And, you know, that will be my anchor for keeping me in this game. You know, just imagine it's a remake of an N64 game or a Dreamcast game. Like
yes. It does feel very Dreamcast-esque. Maybe not so much in gameplay, but in the way that it looks.
Its willingness to be stupid.
Yeah.
I mean, I say that in the nicest way possible. That is my favorite thing about Dreamcast games, is that there's just so many stupid Dreamcast games out there.
Yeah.
It's just like what's so appealing about the system, I think, is just it was not afraid to be dumb. It wasn't afraid to be dumb if it meant being fun, you know?
Yeah. Ooh, I can get some other
weapons
weapons
and
here.
equipment you find are automatically added to your inventory. You can access your inventory from supply points.
Oh, that's right. I can melee.
You're right. Sackboy's Big Adventure is the same dev as Crackdown 3. I forgot.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Sumo Digital. They make good stuff.
Yeah.
Are they the ones that
the Sonic racing? They did the Sonic racing games. I think.
Oh, okay, yeah, and I think they did. I'm pretty sure they're the ones that did. What's it called? That Snake game.
Snake Pass?
Snake Pass. Yeah. I think that was them.
I wonder where this fits in narratively to the other games, because in the first one, you're just taking down these crime bosses, and it turns out that you're like working for the bad guy the whole time. Oh.
Yeah, Sumo Digital is a good developer. And speaking of Sackboy, it's really good.
I played a bunch of it with my son. We played.
Oh, I didn't know you had it.
I got it a few weeks ago. It was $29.99, and then I had like a.
Yeah, I bought it off of it. I bought it off of Xavian. I mean,
Oh, really?
he gave it to me for $30 too, but that was that was before that price went down.
Right.
But he also dropped in 2 PS1 memory cards for free, so.
Oh,
it was
cool.
worth it. But it's really good.
My explosive skills increased.
You know, this.
And I unlocked the bag of tricks.
This might sound kind of sacrilegious, but I think I might like Sackboy's Big Adventure more than Mario 3D World.
Really? Well, I mean, clearly there's inspiration, and they were. I really like the different costumes and stuff.
Well, we keep joking, like every time there's like a new game mechanic coming up, and we're like, oh, it's you know, it's like it's Mario.
Yeah.
You know, it's like everything that comes up is like very clearly inspired by like, you know, 3D World specifically, but like I like 3D World, but I kind of think it's overrated.
Did you finish it?
I did not. I mean,
The new version.
I finished it multiplayer back in the day.
Oh yeah.
Right? And on the Wii U. Well, I say back in the day, but you know, on the Wii U. And you know, like I feel like the Mario multiplayer games are like so chaotic that I just like don't absorb anything about the game. Like it's just chaos when you're playing in multiplayer. So I always wanted to replay it solo. You know, not that I didn't enjoy my time with multiplayer, but just that I feel like it would be a totally different game. You know, I wanted to experience it both ways. And you know, the air was really taken out of my sails when because I was like, oh, I'm going 100% this version on Switch.
Yeah.
And I did do that for Bowser's Fury, which I loved. Bowser's Fury was a ton of fun. I did 100% that, which didn't take very long at all. But 3D World, I got to like
Got him.
the 5th or so world. And then I realized this whole thing about like, oh, to 100% the game. I think we talked about this on stream before. To 100% it, you have to touch the top of the flagpole with every single character.
I've got to say, we make a damn
And you don't even unlock Rosalina until after you've beaten the game. So you still like.
Then you gotta do all again.
Like in theory, if you were playing it 4-player, supposedly it counts as long as 1 player touches the tip of the pole. But even then, even if you did that, you would still have to. You would still have to replay every level with Rosalina. And it's just like that really took the wind out of my sails. And it's like, I mean, not that
But if
should
it's the
even
only
matter.
game you have, if it's the only game you're buying for an entire year, it'd be okay.
It'd be okay. But like that took the wind out of my sails. Not that I like necessarily even like I just wanted to replay it. Like I wasn't necessarily thinking of completing it when I started, but then I was like, oh, I should complete it. And then like I was just like, when I found that out, I was just like, ugh. But then like I kind of got over that, and I'm like, I don't care about that. I just want to finish it. And I actually like picked it up for the first time in a couple of months, like a week or two ago. And like I played like 2 or 3 levels, and I was just like, man, I am just not feeling this right now. I'm just not feeling it right now. Like I like it, but
with a baseline set of skills. You'll need to rebuild yourself.
I mean,
Oh,
I
is it
just
the
don't
same
think.
guy, the same voice guy,
Who? What?
the same like narrator guy.
Oh, is the first game?
No, it sounds like him, but it's not the same guy.
But anyway, like I don't know. Like I am having a lot of fun with Sackboy playing with Drum and Lynn.
That's cool.
It's I don't know. I think it's really good, and I feel like playing it in multiplayer, I feel like has enhanced my experience with it. Whereas the Mario games, I just feel like I just don't even know what's happened by the time we get to the end of the level in a multiplayer Mario game. Sometimes,
Yeah.
And I'm just like I'm kind of shocked by. I mean, this could be good or bad, but I'm kind of shocked like how meaty of a game it is. Like we played it for 2 whole streams.
See, this is funny to me. You just like pick up like people and just like civilians, like hey.
But we
Can you get in the vehicle?
we played it for 2 whole 4-hour streams, and like we're only like probably 3/4 through the 3rd world. Like it is not an insubstantial game.
Yeah, it makes it seem like it's not going to be that long at first, I thought, and then
It's pretty long. Actually.
yeah, even just that first world took a long time to get through.
Yeah, it's meaty. That's for sure. Yeah, it's really good. I recommend it.
I'm digging this so far.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, it's stupid. It's stupid fun.
Yeah, you're really hitting home runs tonight.
Yeah,
I'd say.
well, I mean, I generally don't buy games that I know that I won't like.
Well, sure. Sure. Well, I mean, I feel like I did not have a very good selection of games to choose from for my PS4 stream. I mean, hopefully people enjoyed it well enough, but like I felt like too many of the games that I had to choose from just were things that would take too long to get into.
Yeah, watch this. Look at this.
But they don't like these NPCs aren't dying, right?
Like, they definitely are. That guy's definitely dead after that.
No, but I mean, are they actually dying? I don't think they are. I'm not saying they wouldn't be dead.
I think they're dying. Look at, well, I mean, he's yelling. He's going, ah.
I mean, I thought you were here to fight for justice and good.
You think so? But when you're a verticop, what can you do? Besides, just the ragdoll physics. Oh no! Oh no!
But you know, I mean, oh no! Oh no! Oh!
That's exactly. Oh! 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 Oh no! Oh! Oh! I'm sorry. That's horrible.
Like, look at this guy and see, does he look alive? I want to know.
I don't know. Look at him. This guy's like, I'm getting out of here. Going the other way. Nope. You think you can run.
I mean, does it play pretty similarly to the first two games?
Yes, it's pretty exact. I mean, it's I'm just now throwing dead bodies around.
Something I noticed too is that like it sort of seems to have like a Metroid Prime-esque aiming system where it's like, you know, it's more about locking on than like aiming, free aiming.
Yeah. You can hear somebody like screaming like in a most horrible way.
I feel like you're going to enjoy this one.
Well, it's horrible, but at the same time.
Well, I mean, but you're clearly getting a driver-esque enjoyment.
Yes. That doesn't. Oh, okay. How do I?
I don't know if Corey disliked Tempest 4000, just wasn't what you felt like playing.
Yeah. Hey, where do you think you're going? It's like that scene from Heat. Yeah, he just said, "Ah, you're the worst."
And this game took so long to come out.
It did, because I think didn't it? It changed developers.
It did change developers.
They started it over, right?
Yeah.
For another day in paradise, agent?
Well, there was the whole thing about how they were going to like use the, you know, the always online functionality of the Xbox One.
Oh, is this going to use the cloud?
Computing.
This was going to use the cloud?
Yeah.
The X Cloud?
That was part of the original pitch, which like...
I feel like, yes, I have not paid very close attention to it, but I feel like the X Cloud and the use of it is like the most vague thing in video games.
I like, is it streaming? Like, does it?
I'm sure that the information is out there.
But like, is it an actual thing that goes on right now? I don't even know.
I don't know. I'm sure somebody in the chat can absolutely answer that.
Speaking of streaming, game streaming, like playing through streaming, I downloaded a bunch of random Switch demos the other week, and one of them was for the streaming version of A Plague Tale.
Oh,
which I was just curious. Like, I mean, I've never played Plague Tale,
right?
But I was curious. Like, oh, how would this work? I mean, you know, it definitely had some hitches and stuff, and you know, pretty heavy compression, but you know, it was more playable than I anticipated. I didn't play very far into the demo, but I just kind of wanted a look at the technology. You know, it's not technology that I certainly wish very much success. You know, it's not what I want to see for the future of games for sure. But I was curious, and you know, if I had to play it that way, I could play it. I was in handheld mode. I'm sure it looked a lot worse on the TV.
Yeah. This one's pretty cool. I could see myself. I mean, I knew I was gonna like it because I like the other ones.
Yeah.
I'm a psychopath of this game. Yeah.
So what's next? You've only done one Switch game.
All right. So I'll switch over. I'll switch to the Switch then. Okay.
xCloud is just game streaming, but it's ran on the server equivalent of the Series X chipset, so it can turn up to 4 instances of Xbox One S software on one Azure server. Run up to 4 instances. What was it? There was something that came up in a recent, like, it might have been a DF, might have been a DF Direct where they were talking about something about how, like, back when they went to Microsoft to be shown the Series X originally, they were talking about how, like, it might be possible to actually run like 4 Xbox Ones, like to have like an online multiplayer game running locally with like multiple Xbox One instances running on a Series X or something like that, which sounds kind of cool. Chasm, this was a limited run game, right?
This was. I backed this on
really?
Kickstarter like a long time ago, and I got the code and everything. I never played it.
And so I take it physical was not part of the backer stuff.
Right.
This I remember looking at, but I think it either had some random generation or roguelite elements that made me decide to not buy it.
Yeah, I think I just got it because it does have an arcade mode.
Because you kind of owned it digital. See that daily challenge that I like, that's a very roguelite sort of thing, isn't it? So not to dampen your hopes or anything.
I know.
But it looks awesome, but then like once I read about it, I was like, oh, this doesn't sound like something that I'd probably actually like that much. Zane's dad says, Chasm? This game is the pits.
Yeah, the graphics look pretty cool.
Yeah, not bad.
You can save your game. Can you save your game in roguelikes?
I think so. I mean, I don't remember if it was roguelike or randomization or maybe both, but there was one of the key words that made me be like, oh, maybe
procedurally
not.
generated.
Procedurally generated. There you go. That's the one. Yeah. I mean, not to say that like I'll never play a game like that, because I have. I bought Cadence of Hyrule. I haven't played more than a few minutes of it though. I was going to stream it actually.
That's right.
I just bought it because I felt like I had to, because Zelda and all. But it's just I liked Chocobo's Mystery Dungeon. I enjoyed that, but it's kind of like.
Did you get the one that came out on the Switch? Was that was that like a new one, or was it a remake?
It's a port of the Wii game.
Oh.
An HD port. And if you buy the Japanese physical, it's in English. So that's what I did.
Do you have anything that you backed on Kickstarter that never came out?
Probably not. I never backed that many things. I backed Shovel Knight, Shantae Half Genie Hero, Bloodstained, Shenmue 3. And that's probably about it.
I haven't paying attention here. I feel like I'm gonna be wandering around this castle without knowing what to do.
Yeah, you're never going to get to do anything in the game.
Yeah.
I wonder why you have that like blur behind you, like that.
It's like something in the night.
I know, but like you don't even have like any cool armor or equipment or anything that would like be giving you that effect. Like,
yeah,
you shouldn't start with that with your bare basic equipment. But yeah, like Chocobo's Dungeon, I really liked. But like the thing is, like, I was like, okay, I enjoyed this. This was good, and that was enough. Like, like roguelike.
No, just let me.
Huh?
I was gonna see if I could jump off here.
I mean, roguelikes for a lot of people are like, that's like their thing, you know?
Yeah.
And like, that's just like not.
I might
like
choose something
like
else.
I liked Chocobo's Dungeon, but it was like, but I don't need to play like, 1,000 other games that are like it.
Maybe I'll pick something else on the Switch.
Yeah, this looks like something that you're not gonna like get anywhere in.
Yeah.
No.
I was just thinking about like something I backed on Kickstarter that never came out, even though it seemed like they were getting close to it at one point, and then it just disappeared. It was like a PS1 style RPG throwback called Soul Saga. But it was definitely over 8 years ago.
Really? Soul Saga on Steam?
It's not. It's like maybe a demo.
Oh, early access game.
Yeah. I mean, it looked like it could have been cool.
Well, you can buy it for $15, but it's early access, huh? Huh.
To say coming soon.
Yeah.
I don't even know if it's going to come out. Like, look up the Kickstarter for it and see when it happened. I want to find something else on the Switch.
Oh, and not only is it's also Soul Saga Episode 1. Oof. Early access version release on February 28th, 2020.
Oh.
But this is the Wikipedia page, and it says the game is scheduled for release on Microsoft Windows, Mac OS X, Linux, PlayStation 4, PlayStation Vita, and Wii U. I think not.
Yeah.
I think not.
I'm going to play some Slaps and Beans. Bud Spencer and Terence Hill slaps and beans.
Oh, there it is. Slaps and beans. Is that the characters' names?
Sure. Do I need to be? See, it's based on like a British TV show.
Okay. Slaps and beans. That totally sounds British.
Yeah.
So it looks like they're in Miami.
Yeah. Do I need to be? Who should I be? Bud Spencer or Terence Hill? I feel like I need to be Bud Spencer.
I feel like you need to be Bud Spencer. I don't know anything about these people, but he definitely looks like the more fun character.
Yeah. He's got some CRT scanline effect on him.
Estimated delivery July 2014 for this Soul Saga.
Yep.
I don't see where it says that the Kickstarter actually was.
I see that Mr. Nada with $5. Thank you. So how about streaming the new Panzer Dragoon remake? Can't wait for the game. I can't wait for the Games Within Games Part 2. I streamed the Panzer Dragoon remake a few months back.
I'm still waiting on my PS4 version.
Oh, yeah. That might be what is holding up my Panzer Paladin, which I guess would make sense.
It is. Yeah. Well, I mean, I've told the story about how I accidentally ordered 2 copies of Panzer Dragoon
That's
PS4
right.
instead of 1 copy of Panzer Dragoon and 1 copy of Panzer Paladin. I'm like someone's grandpa shopping for games.
Try it. Look at this. It's a brawler.
So yeah, I ordered Panzer Paladin. I ended up ordering Panzer Paladin with Scott Pilgrim and something else.
What do you think about this? It's a brawler. Slaps and beans. Ricky Diamond says, "This is ridiculous. I want it."
I mean, the name is ridiculous.
Slaps and beans.
Yeah. Like this looks very
Like PC, like a PC game, kind of.
well, yeah, but it looks like kind of Wild West, but that title screen looked like Miami.
Yeah. Here it comes. Slaps and beans.
Where did you get this from?
I think I got this from. It was one of the mail order. It might have been. It might have been strictly limited.
Or super rare? I bet it was super rare.
Does it seem like super rare? No,
Seems like
it was
super
strictly
rare.
limited.
Huh?
It was their 24th release. Slaps and beans. I thought it looked cool because it looked like a brawler. But I see Dustin Kramer's in the chat. He's gonna do a video on this game specifically.
So wait, are these
It's a show.
are these like old?
An old show.
Yeah, I'm gonna look it up. Bud Spencer.
I'm just gonna try and skip all this. It's a lot of talking. Oh, Maniacs that worked like the Sega CD parody.
An Italian actor, professional swimmer, and water polo player. He was known for the action comedy and spaghetti western roles with his longtime film partner Terence Hill.
Bud Spencer.
Yeah, he was Italian.
I think it's hilarious that he has like these cartoon sound effects. Where you can pick up a frying pan.
Oh, and this Terence Hill is Italian too. Those are not their real names.
It has hilarious sound effects when you punch him, though. The action is very fast. It feels like it goes too fast. Like it's
It almost looks like an old PC game that like is screwed up running on like a modern CPU.
But I think that's intentional. The way that it just goes really fast. The animation is good, but it almost feels like it's in fast forward. But I feel that is intentional. I bet that's how the action looked like in the show. That it was like almost in fast forward to make it seem more like intense and funny. Look at
slap and beans.
Wait. You like picked up that pitcher of beer and chugged it, and then I could use the empty pitcher as a weapon.
It's pretty good. I feel like your pants are really low.
Yeah. Oh, I just picked up the guy. I just throwing him around.
You're just like carrying him by like the underwear.
Yeah, by his like belt. But when you punch him with like the powerful punch, is like boom. You use the frying pan.
Well, it seems like there's some fans of this duo in the chat. Yeah, I'm totally unfamiliar, I have to admit.
So I saw someone post in the chat that I just really like saying slaps and beans, and it's true.
It is definitely a fun name.
Got a little bit of puzzle action here. I bet this would be fun, in 2 players. I like that it says insert coin.
Oh, yeah.
I just carrying around by his belt.
It's not a particularly authentic looking game if they're going for arcade, but, it has a look, I guess.
It's funny that it's a brawler, though, because there's nothing about it that would make you think that this should be a brawler.
I mean, it's called slaps and beans. Like slaps definitely.
Like how else are they going to do it?
Huh?
How else are they going to do it?
Well, yeah, I don't know. Slaps and beans, and also that title screen where they're like fist pointing forward. I totally thought it was going to be a brawler. Is the name the main reason you bought it?
Yes. And I thought it's a good looking game.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think that the graphics look really good. But I did get it specifically because it was called Slaps and Beans. Yeah, I have low standards. What can I say?
Nothing wrong with that.
We're gonna go into the saloon.
Into Zero saying, I wish there was another game with cheesy B-movie dialogue like Resident Evil 4. Man, I feel like I've been ranting about this a lot lately, but like, I'm so worried about the Resident Evil 4 remake because they are never going to get that tone right again. Like Shinji Mikami.
They shouldn't even be making it, honestly.
I know. Shinji Mikami nailed that. Like, he just Resident Evil 4 really makes me realize that the cheese of Resident Evil.
Look at his running animation. His little legs.
It really made Resident Evil 4 made me realize like Resident Evil 1's cheese was really not accidental. Like I think he knew what he was doing. Whoa, what happened to you there?
I don't know. I got the glitch a little bit.
But I think he knew what he was doing with the style of Resident Evil 1 because Resident Evil 4 is just like so pitch perfect, and it's amazing that, you know, a non-native English speaker like pulled off that tone in his game so perfectly. Like, it's just it's just such a delicate balance of dryness that Resident Evil 4 pulls off with its humor. It's so good. So good.
All right, I gotta see. Not sure if I have anything else. I feel like I gotta do one more PS4 game.
Well, Carboxylate says Resident Evil 4 remake with the new engine is going to be awesome. To be honest, the cheesy dialogue was fine, but I want a darker tone version with the same gameplay and a new coat of paint. See, I disagree. I mean, I feel like the Resident Evil 4's tone, I think, is like the pinnacle of the series. Like that is where Resident Evil should ideally, that is what it should strive for. That, like, it is so dry and funny. I don't think Resident Evil should try too hard to be serious. Like, yes, try to be scary, try to be unnerving, but don't take yourself too seriously. Like, have some goofball in it. Needs at least a little bit of goofiness, which I think Resident Evil 7 did pretty well. Like, I was concerned that Resident Evil 7 was going to take itself way too seriously. And it takes itself fairly seriously, but it gets pretty goofy too. And, you know, I like how it, you know, didn't try to be realistic with its puzzles, or, you know, it still has like the weird keys. It's got like the scorpion key and the raven key, and it's got like the doors that you open them are decorated with snakes and scorpions and bird feathers and skulls and stuff. Like, it's really ridiculous, but it works, you know. And I was worried that they were going to be just way too serious, but they were more serious than some games in the series, but they still, I think, hit a good tone with it. Oh, there was a $10 super chat from Mises Walks.
Oh, thank you.
Saying a big fan of your stuff. Looking forward to more videos. Well, you know, I've felt guilty a lot in recent weeks because, you know, we've got one of the longer gaps that we've had right now between episodes.
Yes, it's not intentional, obviously.
Yeah. The next video is going to be N64 digital. You know, the new HDMI mod for N64, HDMI and RGB. And I think you might see it like Saturday at the earliest, but quite possibly like. But you never know. I mean, maybe. I mean, I don't know. I could surprise myself. We'll see. We'll see. It very possibly could hit this week, but so I don't know if it'll be here before next stream or not. But once that's out. Like, you'll be getting back to the Mr. episode.
Oh yeah, I'm already back working on that as it is. Mm-hmm. You know, I'll get you like stuff as you need it, but I'm already back working on that.
Good. So yeah, so that'll be coming. Hopefully that projectors episode might happen.
Oh right, yeah, because you had to mail back the defective one, and they're gonna send you a replacement.
So that right now that's kind of up in the air, but I should still be able to do what I want with that, and then of course Analog Frontiers Part 4.
Yeah, I see some people mentioning Resident Evil Village, and I remembered that game even came out like the other day.
Like it's like already that far out of your memory.
Yeah, it was so forgettable for me.
My impression is that it was, people generally really like it, but it was just like a huge disappointment for both of us.
What am I going
Hey.
YB on?
It was. I mean, it was
Got a
okay,
mariachi band playing here.
but not. I don't think it hit the mark. It did not.
No.
Definitely didn't hit the mark for me.
We only stream one time a week. We only do Sunday nights.
Well,
We've been very
we
consistent,
missed a
though.
couple. Or well, we missed one, but then.
Well, yeah, but I mean, that was a few weeks ago. But I mean, generally, we probably missed less than 10 Sundays in 6 years.
Probably, yeah.
This seems. What do you think about this? Does it seem pretty fun?
I mean, I like this called Slaps and Beans.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like something I would love that much, but I mean, you know, if I was at your house sometime and you said, "Hey, let's co-op Slaps and Beans," I wouldn't say no.
Yeah. I need to use the special moves more.
Your character kind of makes me think of Peter Jackson.
Yeah, I can see that. I feel like there's like other moves here that I'm not taking advantage of. It's weird that you can use the right analog stick to move your character around.
That is weird. Why would they do that?
I don't know. But, you know, they did it.
They sure did, I guess.
He really does look like Peter Jackson. See, we got an email from Domino's customer service satisfaction. Popped right up on my phone just now. All right, what am I playing next? I'm gonna do one more PS2 game or PS4 game, and I'm gonna call it.
Yeah,
a
do
night.
one more PS4. I mean, don't say what. I mean,
Oh, I know.
Because I don't know.
All right.
I'm trying to understand if Slaps and Beans is supposed to be like. I mean, I know this not the name of the duo, but like it almost sounds like it's like it's a duo. So the game is called Slaps and Beans, like JJ and Jeff, which was a Japanese comedy duo. Amazing ongoing project called RE4 HD in which the original references for textures are used. That's pretty neat. What will it be? What
don't know
will
yet.
it be?
I didn't have anything picked out, so I'm finding something.
Oh. Well, make it a good one.
I'm gonna try.
Medieval there. I played that on my games I haven't booted up stream a few weeks ago. I wish Code Veronica was the next remake instead of 4. I think it could benefit from a remake a lot more than 4. I mean, Blue Point already did the Metal Gear Solid HD collection. I kind of feel like Blue Point's current sort of method wouldn't work for a like trilogy collection anymore, like because they did like Metal Gear Solid HD, they did the Uncharted collection, and they did those HD ones early on.
I don't know if this is gonna make people freak out or what.
Huh?
I don't know if this is gonna make people freak out or what.
Freak out.
I've never booted this.
I'm waiting to see what it is. Oh, okay. But like Blue Point like now puts so much effort into their games. There's no way they could put the level of effort that they put into I mean, they aren't remastering now, they're remaking. And the level of effort that they put into Shadow of the Colossus and Demon's Souls, like you could they could not release like a package up to that level of like 3 games. And so most of my experience with this game is Lynn was actually asked to play it on a backloggery directorship.
Mm-hmm.
And it was funny because it was like right when this game was like the hot thing. It was just like the biggest thing that no one would shut up about. And you know, over the course of the stream, you know, played it, and, you know, I think between me, Drum, and Lynn, you know, me and Drum watching and Lynn playing, I think we all thought like, you know, looks okay, looks fine, you know. I wasn't feeling particularly like, oh, I gotta play this or anything. And so that was just kind of where we left it, between us anyway. And then like, you know, off stream, I guess Lynn finished it and Drum watched, and like it almost seemed like there was this very last minute like thing that happens like near the end of the game where like everything kind of comes together and they're like, oh, it was actually kind of amazing. This like whatever it was, I don't. They might have explained it somewhat, but I don't remember. Like there was something that just like whatever happened between, you know, the end of those 4 hours or whatever and the end of the game.
Is the game only 4 hours long?
Well, no. The 4 hours of the stream.
Oh, okay.
Like something happened between then and the end of the game that it went from all of us just being like, yeah, this seems fine, to they thought it was kind of amazing.
I mean, I assume that it's like Earthbound, right?
No, it's a lot different.
Oh.
I mean, the art style is definitely Earthbound influenced. But I mean, it's very different. You know, it's not got like the, you know, modern day aesthetic, certainly. And I think it gets pretty, I guess, outside the box, or sort of, you know, the game mechanics influence things in a pretty profound way. Like there's a whole thing about like not killing enemies,
Right.
and like I don't know if it's like considered the canon ending or anything, but the impression I get is like the ending that like I think people generally consider the best involves not killing anything.
So is it impossible to lose? How do you beat the game without killing anything?
You like, I think there's like some sort of mercy command in battle or something. You like let them go, and like the individual enemies can have some extremely like weird sort of mechanics. Like each enemy I think can, you know, just have very unique mechanics. Like the only one I really remember is there's this dog that is like it's like a knight, but it has like a dog head. And like if you just like let the battle go on and on and on, like I don't know, maybe you pet the dog or something, I don't know, but like its neck just like continuously, like every turn its neck just gets longer and longer and longer and longer, and like its head just like keeps going up and up and up and up and up and up, and I think it like even like loops back around, and it's just like it's weird, and I didn't get it. Well, I never did end up, I mean, it seems interesting enough, but I never did end up buying any version of it. Like it didn't seem all that interesting from, I mean, it's definitely different. It's definitely a very different game, that's for sure.
Yeah.
I just I don't know. I didn't think I necessarily had to get it. It's probably still available though, in terms of physicals.
Yeah, and there's a Switch version so you can get it at Best Buy, I think.
I was in Best Buy the other day picking up Skyward Sword, and I was surprised to see that they had a I don't know how much it cost, but they still had a Switch copy of Shantae and the Seven Sirens with the plushie just sitting there.
Wait, for what? For
Switch.
Switch. Oh, Seven Sirens. Is that, I'm not sure if that one is the one. Is that hard to get, I wonder?
I remember I think it was the Long Island Expo panel that Limited Run Games did. I think this was where this was, that Josh said that Best Buy ordered like a really low number of Shantae Seven Sirens, and they sold out in like minutes.
Really?
Yeah, and when Scott Pilgrim was coming up, like they were like, oh, you know, we'll order like just these, you know, a few thousand of these, and he said that they were like, no, trust us, you want more, you want a lot more copies of this game than that. Like, you do not want to make that mistake.
That's I'm so annoyed that I didn't get Pirate's Curse on the Switch though.
Yeah.
Because that is really, really super expensive now. But then it's the only one in the series that I don't have on the Switch. But I mean, I can't complain. I have the PS4 version, that's fine.
Yeah, I mean, I'm probably going to end up getting the PS4 version of Shantae 1. Just because, I guess. Just
PS4
because
version or the PS5? There's going to be a PS5 version.
Oh, is there not going to be a PS4 version?
Oh, I have no idea.
Silly if there wasn't.
There will be, yeah.
I mean, a physical. But I mean, there should be a physical.
Yeah, they will. I just know that it's coming on the PS5 too. I bet I can go up here. Maybe not. For people that play through this whole game, how long is it supposed to be?
Well, I definitely think it's a game that if you're going to be playing through it, you kind of need to be, ready to be engaged with it. Like I don't think it's just like a mindless shut off your brain, grinding RPG. It's definitely not that.
Yeah. Everyone gives me like different amounts, so I'm wondering if it's like not a question.
One person's saying 3 hours, one person's saying 5.6 hours.
Yeah.
I mean, but this is the kind of game that people have played like a lot of times, and it gives you incentive to replay because there's different like outcomes and things.
Yeah.
So like obviously people who know how to play the game could play through it very quickly.
I'm saving the game, but there's
One person's saying 8 hours or so. So it's under 10. Right, under 10 is good.
Uh-oh. Oh, so there is random battles. Oh. I guess I cannot go that way, huh?
Oh, you killed it.
I know, but
I have no idea what that means, but I'm sure some people's hearts are just completely broken now.
Yeah, that's the thing. If I was gonna actually like play through this, I've heard people say, "Oh, I tried to play through it for the first time on stream," and people just like would not stop like backseat driving like the entire time. Like, "Oh, you got to do this. You got to do it this way."
Yeah, I think a lot of RPG fans get really hung up on like they always have to play a game perfectly. Like, they always, back in the day when there were guides, they always had to get the guide because they could not abide finishing the game and missing anything.
Right. They have to get everything on the first playthrough.
Right. And I think a lot of games these days, like, it's much more common to have no missables in games these days, but back in, the PS1 era and stuff like that, there were lots of missables along the way. If you didn't do such and such, you couldn't, if you didn't get this summon by, the end of disc 2, then you're not going to be able to get it on disc 3 and stuff like that. There were lots of missables, and some people just like would not be satisfied finishing a game and not doing it the exact right way,
Yeah.
And like,
I can understand, like, yeah, what I would want to do is just, play through as I normally would that first time. And then if I feel so compelled to get like the better ending, then that's what I would do. I would rather just play it how I want to play it the first time. And then I'll do the other stuff after, like on a second.
Right. I mean that's exactly my perspective. And of course, back in the day, I used to replay games a lot more.
Yeah.
But it was always my perspective of I want to play this through without any guidance the first time, and then I'll replay it to collect everything.
Yeah.
And I don't care if I miss a summon. Like I think it's definitely like I always think of it in terms of like summons, because that's like a big thing. Like that's like a major ability, and not only an ability but kind of a character too. And like I think a lot of people just feel like missing something like that is just too big to accept, and they just you know, it's kind of the same mentality as it's kind of the same mentality as like Fire Emblem, like cannot accept that a character could die, you know, in the older games. Like if a character dies, you have to reset. Like you have to recruit everyone too. Like if you didn't recruit every character, then your file is tarnished. Like, to me, I'm like, well, I'd rather just play this the way that I play it. And if I miss something, I miss something.
Right.
Like it's not going to make the game impossible to beat in all likelihood anyway. You know, it's not like I'm going to back myself into a corner just because I just because I missed one little thing. I'd rather be surprised on my first way through, and then back then I fully expected, like most RPGs, I was like, oh yeah, sure, I'm going to replay this.
Yeah.
And of course, especially Final Fantasy. I've replayed most Final Fantasy games at least once, but not all of them. Let's see, 2, 3, 13, and 15. I've only played one time. And, I guess technically 11 and 12 one time, but I mean, that's that's different. I've played a lot. I've had a couple of.
It's like based on the stuff downstairs, I think. And I see someone said, "Oh, you just get the puzzle." I think I understand now. It's too late. I like that you can avoid like getting hit.
Yeah, I mean, like every enemy has somewhat different mechanics, right? So, I mean, it's interesting. The very plain visuals for the battle scenes, like, kind of makes me think of like Phantasy Star 2, but much simpler.
Yeah. Well, I think I think that this seems pretty cool. Seems like something I might get into. It seems relaxing.
I mean, it's definitely an outside the box RPG, for sure, as far as I know, anyway. But I don't know that much about it. Oh, I forgot you were playing on PS5 or PS4.
Yeah.
I saw the trophy.
Yeah.
Like, I was just thinking you were on Switch.
What's the deal? Like, it seems to be really all about the determination. Everything is like filling me with determination.
Well, don't you get some weird stats in Earthbound?
Probably.
Man, I was, that Mother series tribute video that we
right.
I shot some B-roll for that Beyond Ghibli YouTube channel. When I was recording that, like I had actually, when he asked that, I had actually very recently ordered.
Right, I remember that.
Like a Mother 3. It was, kind of good timing, and I had been waiting for it for a while, and luckily it arrived in time. But man, the music in like the area that you start the game in is just like so good. It just like really made me want to play the game right away.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's pretty good. I think this seems like pretty cool. I mean, I knew it was probably going to be something I would like. It's just that one of those games that I bought it. I think I bought this when who did I buy it from? Who was selling it? Fangamer? Is Fangamer even still around? I feel like you never hear anything about.
Yeah,
Fangamer.
they're around. They're around.
I feel like they were everywhere for a while. Now I feel like I don't hear anything about them anymore.
I don't know. They're doing the physical of bug snacks.
Oh, right. Okay. Well, they did this, and I bought it from them.
I ordered a couple of things from them last year. I bought a couple of shirts from them, and I bought some Goemon pins.
Not bad. Not bad.
They have this awesome Ape Escape t-shirt that's like out of stock and discontinued now, and I like really want it. It's a really cool design. I wanted it. Oh well. Like I was kind of like you. I hadn't looked at their website in years.
Yeah.
And then I like kind of went back and I was like, oh, look at all this. Like they've actually got like a ton of cool stuff. Like, you know, they've got like a lot of like, you can like browse by like series or company, and they've got like a lot of like official Sony merchandise, official Konami merchandise, official Capcom merchandise. Like, you know, like if you want something from a ton of different series, they've got a lot of stuff.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I see that Kinto Zero says every game tonight was a hit except for Tempest 4000. Not bad, just not a slam dunk. And Chasm, and it's true.
Oh yeah, Chasm.
I mean, they were good, but
they weren't a good fit for the stream.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there was some pretty cool stuff there. A few that I had played.
I want to play them all. I wish that it just makes me wish that time would stop and I wouldn't age, and I could like go into like an alternate dimension and play through all these games and come back and no time will pass, except for I would have the experience and knowledge of having played them.
Well, you know, I can't remember if it was in our Discord.
That's all I want.
I can't remember if it was in our Discord channel or on the stream at some point, but someone said, I saw someone say one time, something like, you know, you call it collecting, I call it retirement planning. You know?
Yeah, I can see that.
I mean, at some point over the next 2 decades, you know, buying games the way that we're used to buying them today, it is extremely plausible that could cease to be.
Yeah.
And you know, we'll be playing the stuff that we have and maintaining our consoles in one way or the other after we, you know, get around all of any of the DRM issues or, you know, the CMOS issues and stuff like that. Like, you know, people will find ways around that stuff.
Yeah.
You know, the patches will be backed up on, you know, servers that you know, the preservation community is running somehow or other. And, you know, if you don't play Mad Max in the next 20 years, you'll be able to play it then some way or other, right?
Right.
And at that time, there might not be any new games coming out that we want to buy anymore.
Exactly.
Who knows?
Or if everything's a game as a service or something
everything's
like that.
game as a service. I mean, I don't want to believe that that's the future, but it is not outside the realm of possibility.
Yeah. I'm glad that people like these streams though, like the never booted streams. I think that's something we should keep up on. Yeah, I think you should intentionally stop playing those games the first time you get it, just so you can play them for the first time on stream.
I mean, I have actually been more and more often just like popping in a game the day I get it. You know, just want to take a peek. But yeah, like you say, maybe sometimes save it for the stream. I'll see if I could maybe like pull off like if I could do it with like Super Nintendo or Genesis at all. I feel like I probably have some cartridges I bought but didn't boot. But the thing is, like a lot of times, maybe I tried it on EverDrive or something, you know?
Right. That's another thing. When I was recording N64 footage for you, I was using the random game option.
Oh, really?
I
didn't even
on
know
the
that was a
EverDrive.
thing.
Yeah, and that would kind of be a fun stream. I think it's just like just using the random game.
That is a fun idea.
The first time it brought up Donald Duck going quackers.
I think it's a Ubisoft game. I've never played it.
I tried to record it, but then must have been something going on with my controller because it was constantly going downwards. So it must have. I think it was an issue, maybe incompatibility with the retro.
You know
fighters.
that on N64 when you're turning on the system or booting a
Right,
game,
but you can usually unplug the controller and plug it back in, and it recalibrates.
Well, I mean, you were using a wireless controller. Maybe it behaves differently. I don't know. I don't know.
But this was fun. I want to play more of all these games that I played tonight.
Yeah.
So, anyways, thanks everybody who hung out tonight and everybody who donated. And I hope that everybody has a great week. And everybody should have a great time next week on stream. And I will not be here. I will be camping with the family.
All right.
All right, everybody. Good night.
Good night.
See you soon.